Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the LBLCS. Today we've got many hours of games. Up first is going to be the Economy League. It's going to be a semifinal between Pace Tasters and Bonobo Boys. Pace Tasters have selected to take the red side, and I'm joined with two very gorgeous men. I know this strictly from their voices. A spooky man and Zelius.
Wow.
Howdy.
How do you follow up an intro like
You
that? My
don't.
goodness.
You don't.
Smile and wave.
Coming from a cutie like you, just oh God, you know how to butter me up.
Yeah, and you know what? I want to spread around some good news. Speaking of butter, Bonobo Boys
Oh,
have
that transition.
have
Oh
never
my
even
God.
gotten to play against Pace Stacers because during the regular league, they had to FF their series because they were like 40 plus minutes late. So
Wow.
normally you get to play every team. Sometimes you don't. This is going to be Bonobo Boys and Pace Stacers' first series actually playing against each other. Now, they may have had scrims. I'm sure they've had their moments where they've been able to do it, but this is the first one that really counts and really matters. In the top lane, we've
Gee.
got the chattiest of the economy, the Kosa. In the jungle, Straza, a person that never wants to grow up in the mid lane hood rat kid for Bonobo Boys. What they wanted to do against that THC series replay in the ADC lane. I don't know if they're going to go with, I believe his name is Scoom.
Scoom.
Scoom in the
Ooh.
support lane.
Big fan of the name Scoom. I'm gonna be real with you. Also, big fan of the fact that currently everyone who is loaded into this lobby for both teams, they all have matching clan tags.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think that the first step in playing good is
Mm-hmm.
looking good. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? It's like you can't beat the synergy. Hopefully, we get to see some great skinergy going on here.
Mm.
Right? I'm fingers crossed, because the aesthetics are important. The aesthetics are very important.
Yeah, they are. Zelius, I know unfortunately you were knocked out last night of the playoffs. More people are going to join you in that knocked out list, and really all day today. More and more people are going to be joining you. Um, do you have any words of wisdom to preparing in the off season?
Well, what I will say is it's not often that you could confidently say, we would have had a better chance winning if I didn't buy a stopwatch.
I will say that is
Um,
100% true. I don't know if you watched it back, but we a little bit of cringe on cast during it. We knew
outside
exactly
of
what
that,
happened.
though,
We knew exactly what happened.
I like that both teams have the matching club tags going on, the Tobby versus the Latex. I think I'm siding with Latex slightly.
Is it
Just something
Tobby
about it.
or Toby?
Oh, it might be Toby,
I thought
but
it
there's
was
two
T Abby,
B's.
T. Abby.
or was it Tobai?
What if it's Toe Baby?
Oh,
Ooh.
I'm all about
You
it
know,
then. I'm a full swing back over to the side of Bonobo Boys if
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what it
yeah, yeah.
is.
You're right. If it's
if
Toe
it's Toe
Baby,
Baby,
then I'm
yeah,
Bonobo Boys. But if it's Toby or Toby or anything else, then I'm Team Latex.
Tobai.
I'm all about it. Especially the latex on the side of the paste tasters.
Yeah,
It's
and if it
pretty pretty.
Although
It's pretty
if it
good.
is Toe Baby, LeChance is gonna have a goddamn field day. He loves toes.
He loves toes,
Loves.
and we love babies. So
Yeah,
like it's a great
it's a
combo. Really
win-win.
really playing to your whole audience there. You know what I mean?
Everybody is in. Everybody is on time. Now I will say
I'm seeing someone in the chat, someone you don't know, saying LeChance licks
this is
toes.
true.
It's confirmed. It's confirmed. You heard it here. Toe liquor
Yeah.
through and through.
Through and through a toe licker. A real TL over there with the LeChance. Uh, Looks like they're talking about just running it down. Let's just switch this to an ARAM, they're saying. Let's not even duke it out the right way. I don't blame them. Saber is
Yeah,
asking for a 9-pot start.
I'm gonna be real on Summoner's Rift. That's fun and all, and it's competitive, and we pretend like that's the important one. But everyone knows that the Howling Abyss is where boys become men. In fact, the R&B group Boys Two Men exclusively play ARAMs together. That's where they met. Actually,
Yeah.
they met playing ARAMs together.
I thought they met at a bar mitzvah. Boys to
Well,
men.
we Boys to Men, exactly. Exactly. In between Torah readings,
Yeah.
they crooned together,
Right, the
and
two baby readings are really, really good.
yeah,
And
exactly.
we're waiting to see if these guys are going to start up. They're going to flame each other. Now, I was gonna say that it's 3 p.m. where I am. It might be a different
Mm-hmm.
time where you are, but for the side of Bonobo boys, they all live in Hawaii. Looking at a 9 a.m. game, so some of them are just waking up, drinking that early cup of coffee. I'm not sure whether that gives them an advantage or a disadvantage for the first game, but
Well,
I think it gives them an advantage for game two.
Well, I think that it gives them a disadvantage just solely based on ping levels if they're playing out of Hawaii. Uh,
yeah. 150.
yeah, I'd have to imagine that it's got to be an advantage for the tasters solely off of that.
Oh, and they're gonna jump right on into this pro draft. I've got it up on stream for you. We've been holding it there for a while. Big Fuss saying it was his bar mitzvah actually, and he says they were lovely when they were there.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Hyde and Shroud trying to distract them as they're looking for their first ban here. Hyde and Shroud normally draws a singular ban, and you can see it in his emblem when we switch over eventually.
It's Shen, right?
Yeah, it's definitely
Because
Shen.
he hides in like River Shen. He
Right.
disguises as a scuttle
Definitely
crab,
not a
and it
collie.
just comes out.
Definitely not a collie.
We are gonna
Should have
see
should have a 40% win rate.
Gangplank, Yumi, both taken away. Both are cats. Both are supports, clearly.
Yeah.
Yep. Annie a
Okay.
third. Oh, I'm a Bonobo Boys fan right now. An Annie ban? Ooh,
Oh, they knew.
this is
they
my
knew.
team right now.
They
Mordekaiser
knew what
rightfully
needed.
taken away. Kos is a freak on this bad boy.
He's a freak.
He's a freak.
He's a freak. Everyone knows you got to be a freak in the shadow realm.
Yeah.
You know.
You gotta be well behaved on Summoner's Rift, but a freak in the Shadow Realm. That's Kosa,
exactly.
baby.
It's Kosa.
I would just like to mention in the chat, Hyde and Shroud was asking which islands the Bonobo boys were from, and the ankle collector responds with California.
I thought Kosa was gonna say top lane. That would be better.
Yo,
I would like that.
I'm gonna be real. 2020 has been one of those years where if you told me that like I woke up today and all of a sudden California is now an island and it's just like cracked off from the United States, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds about right. Like,
So
it's been a year like that.
yeah, anything can happen. Anything can happen in this game as well. And Echo. So I already casted the THC Bonobo Boys series, and there's 4 super necessary bans against the side of Bonobo Boys, and it's Echo, Zoe, Kane, and Mord, and they only hit 2, and so this mid laner is going to pick up the Echo.
Echo's such a strong pick right now, especially in chaotic, kill-filled games like we've seen in economy so far. And once gets the late game and he's a little bit looted and booted, he's about to pop off, especially into an Aphelios. Like it's gonna be fun. Oh, but thank goodness they picked a high peel support in the Blitzcrank.
Yeah, that's a really high peel support. Definitely going to peel them all the way into you.
Speaking of peel, 200 years of peeling experience on the side of the Pace Tasters.
Yeah, Pace Tasters, they're running their bronze ADC here. He's going to pick up the Aphelios. He has been working on it. I checked out the op.gg's. He's been working on it basically all for like weeks. So since they locked in playoffs.
Damn.
Also,
All right.
Hoodrat Kid is playing an actual kid of Echo. You're going back in time, becoming a little boy again, which is something he's always wanted to do. So there's a lot of synergy in the name and what he's playing here.
Wow. I didn't even think about that. That's next level. You know, we were talking about synergy and skinergy and clanergy and all that stuff, but like, damn, that's next level. Against the Akali, Hyde and Shroud.
Yeah.
This is so good. This is the dream. This is what dreams are made of. Hey now, this is what dreams are made of. All right.
Good. Yes.
I know. We have Hillary Duff fans in the chat right now.
Someone you don't know actually is related to Hillary Duff. Now I'm assuming it goes way back because I just made up that fact, but it could be true.
No, it's true. It is true.
It is true.
It sounds more
his
true
name,
than not
his
true.
full name. No, his full name is someone you don't duff.
Wow. Owner of Duff Beer and of Hillary Duff.
So you're telling me someone you don't know is Duffman, the mascot of Duff Beer, and is related to Hillary Duff?
No wonder it takes two to
Please,
tango.
that's his father.
Oh my god. Yo, this is next level.
Yeah, this is
next level.
gnarly barrels.
Dutch Krampus. This game is won or lost in the mid lane. Oh, we both caught up onto the same one.
I think it's won or lost at the Nexus, but you could be onto something.
I could argue that the Nexus is in the mid lane.
You could also argue that the Nexus is in the bot lane.
Feels like a bad argument, but sustained. Move to
But
strike.
better bot wins.
Sustained. Oh, we're in court now. Oh my goodness. Let me put on my general attorney hat.
Overruled.
Overruled. Oh, we're just gonna say legal terms now? Okay.
And a moo from the pace testers. Pace tasters.
Pace testers means basically what they're doing. I mean, they're just eating the glue before the glue eaters eat it to make sure it's hella.
That's a smart move. Smart, especially with Elmers. You never know. Yeah. That stuff goes bad, you know?
Hit or miss.
What if you got a bum batch? A bum batch of paste? You know,
see, you think purple glue is like just a special type of glue, but it's actually just the color of mold.
Oh, wait, that's fun. I had not considered that. Moldy paste.
And paste, yeah.
Do you think moldy paste tastes better? Moldy paste tastes better?
You know, it's like that's like.
I think it's an acquired taste. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, that kind of sounds like a fun. Any pounders for the handy band? Pounders in the chat? Do we have any? Can someone please let me know if we have any pounders in the chat?
Huge pounder for the handy band.
That sounds TOS.
I don't know, man. Oh, we got a couple of coriander beers in the chat. Everyone knows it takes two to tango.
Hecarim's gonna be top lane here. You know what Bonobo boys are doing? They're saying 3 junglers this game. Kalista and Nautilus can farm every other lane.
Yo, if they go for the 3 jungle, 3 smite strat, I don't know what the counterplay there is. You know, they're like
I think Bonobo boys.
You can start on 3 different camps.
Rocked that draft. I think they absolutely rocked that draft. Bonobo boys came in hot and heavy and ready to schmeggy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of outplay potential. We have a lot of comfort coming through for a lot of these players, which, you know, especially in like the economy league, I find that getting your comfort picks is the key to success. You know, because when you're lower elo, you always find that like you think you can play a lot of champs, but realistically, if you get the champs that you're already proficient on, it's usually you can have a much better time.
It definitely
adding on to that. The only way to get out of silver is to play Veigar.
Yo, real talk though. Yeah, I think Dutch Krampus called it out pretty well. I think a big matchup in this game is going to be Hoodrat Kid versus Hide and Shroud. Both of them on champions they're very proficient with. Both champions that like have the capability to really get out and affect the map. And if either one gets ahead in the side lane, like there's just not a whole hell of a lot the other team's going to be able to do. So that'll be definitely a matchup to watch. And then additionally in the bot lane, I mean, having 2 hook supports with a champion like Aphelios and Kalista, a lot of kill threat in the bot lane, and again, very snowballing. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. The draft is done. The die is cast. We're going to see which mid laner is better at Roman. Some wordplay in there for you guys. That's all I had, though. I didn't have any more. I'm out of wordplay.
He's got no more words. He's got no more words.
To load in. Ready, Freddy, they ask? I don't know if anyone's named Freddy on Bonobo Boys.
Actually, fun fact, and I didn't know if you knew this, but I'm going to let you know now. They're all named Freddy.
Terrible. That's so
every
weird.
Single one of them.
I hate
all
it.
3 of them.
All of them. They're all named Freddy.
All 3 of them?
All 3 of them.
Whoa. I'm saying all 10 of them. All 10 people in this game are named Freddy in real life. And I know you're probably thinking like, wow, I don't think I've met 10 Freddys in my life. It's because they're all here. They're all in this game.
We rounded them up for you.
So I only see 6 people.
Okay, tell me, which 6 do you see?
I see Zosa twice.
Okay.
Who is a Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see the 2 Freddys on the Pace Tasters.
Okay.
And then I see Scoom.
Did you see the rest of the Freddys?
Yes.
Wow.
All right.
You should get your eyes checked.
Yeah, you missed a lot of what's going on.
Zelius, I'm going to be real with you, and I don't want you to take this personally. I think I figured out why you guys lost last night. It appears as though you need some glasses.
Jeez, wow, yeah, no, I don't. I mean, that could be the only reason at this point. Although, Like, props for cosplaying Lee Sin in the middle of a series.
Is it? Is it?
Oh,
Is it Scoom or Scum?
It's Scoom, because he wants to
oh,
say Scoom go Zoom. He wants me to say that a lot during this cast. But he didn't pick the Hecarim. He's not he's playing Nautilus. Scoom's not really gonna go Zoom too much.
well, it says you. I mean, now he's probably just going to buy Righteous Glory. He's going to buy
Wait, I would love it so much.
Dead Man's
Mobies
Play,
just
Wait.
sprints
and
at
Mobies, and what's it called?
Trillions.
Shirelion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He could
all
be an
moving all the time.
ADC, lock in Vayne, play Project Vayne, and when he comes out of base with Home Guard, he drives the motorcycle, and you could say Scoom goes vroom.
Scoom goes
Oh, it goes vroom.
And when he dies, Scoom goes boom.
Or
Scoom
can
goes
play,
boom when he dies is good.
Yep. Or can play French-made Nidalee, and it can be Scoom goes broom.
Yeah, or Bewitching Nidalee, in which case if he's going fast,
Exactly.
he'll also be on the broom.
So, but either way, he'd have to be playing Nidalee.
Scoom, the fact that you're not a Nidalee main is upsetting most of the casters.
I think I will staff overrule if he wants to lock in Nidalee support right now.
I don't think that the other team would have any problem with that. I think they'd be very okay with it.
I mean, I know personally I would be very okay with it if I thought I was against the Nautilus support and it turns out I was against the Nidalee support. Would in fact be okay with me.
Let's see. I want to see the skin game though. We talk about it a lot every game. Who's gonna, rock the house with these skins here? Wow, I think that. Listen, if Bonobo boys don't win this game with the draft they have versus the draft they're against, they biffed it early, and then Pace Chasers didn't let go of the game. I think these drafts are pretty night and day. Obviously, if this Blitzcrank pops off and starts really pulling this Kalista, this Echo, or this Graves, and they can burst him with the Aphelios Akali, different story. Like, it's all about execution. But if they all played to the exact same level, then I think that Bonobo boys do take this one.
I'll give you that, but at the same time, as you said, if they're able to get out ahead, if the Graves falls behind, Graves doesn't bring a whole hell of a lot other than damage. So if he falls wicked behind, they're gonna be really struggling in mid game team fights. And again, as you said, if the Blitzcrank is able to kind of get this bot lane ahead in the mid game. We've all been there where you reach the mid game into a team with Blitzcrank who's ahead, and they're able to set up vision on objectives ahead of time. And with a Mumu Blitzcrank, and then the one shot capabilities of the Aphelios Akali Aatrox, like you're looking at a situation that's just like, how do you approach an objective? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that just later in the game, the harder and harder it is to pull in the correct targets. You pull in Nautilus, he's a giant
The correct
tank.
targets are so mobile. The correct targets are so mobile.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, if you pull in the wrong targets, like Echo can get out, Hecarim can continue to go in or do whatever he pleases. Nautilus can get pulled out or decide to engage off of it. So, there's definitely room for error. There's room for excellence as well. We're going to see Pace Acers did come in second in the league, so they did get a bye to this round. They selected the red side. In the standings, they are the better team. We'll see who's the better team on the Rift here today.
And and that's just looking at the pick ban, it's easy to pick one side, but when it comes down to it, like you have Hide and Shroud on his Akali.
True.
You have the Ankle Collector on a champion that can snowball the lane. If an Aatrox gets ahead and it hits the 20-minute mark with 2 items, pretty much unkillable. Or at least going to force the Kalista Graves to go some form of heel cutting. So I think there are options here. There are options. That being said, I don't envy them. I don't envy them in playing into the other side.
I'm trying to see if the
Whatever team can build more death stances wins, and I think that's Bonobo boys because they can get it on Hecarim, Graves, and Kalista.
And they can get it on Nautilus and Echo too.
I mean, yeah, you can buy it on every champion. I just want to
they're melee. In fact,
they're melee.
Use it better than Callisto.
Make Echo really hard to kill.
It's true. He's already a very difficult champion to finish. He's slippery, But no matter how slippery you are, if you end up knee deep in the glue, what are you gonna do? You're in the paste. You're stuck. You can't move.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see like a Cassiopeia singed.
Yeah, right?
Get these
Yeah, they
boys
really
grounded.
biffed it there. They really biffed
They
it there.
biffed it a bit.
A bit of biff.
A bit of biff.
Oh, it's a bit of biff.
Oi.
Oh, Mr. Schmegma.
It's a bit of biff.
Bit of biff.
Oh my god. Well, let's see who biffs it more. Gonna load onto
The
this.
Bonobo boys.
Bonobo boys are gonna biff it.
Because they have more bees.
Yes, and more death stances.
And
True.
more D's. And
True.
more D's. More B's and more D's.
Wait, picking Aatrox into Hecarim, that's trolling. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's not a very fun
Did Pace
matchup.
Tasters try to make a comp out of early alphabet champs? A, and B? Good point. I think that might be what it is.
Wait, did they just pick the first champion? Nope, because they didn't pick up Ari.
They could have just done an Alistair support, and they would have had all A's. They would have had an A comp.
Dude, then they'd come first.
I can't believe they threw this game in draft and not even the way we thought.
Yeah. Wow. They threw in more ways than one with this draft.
Honestly impressive that they went all A champs. Though.
Wait, is it the Pace Tasters ADC that's like a big Dota player and doesn't touch League? Or is that another team?
No, I don't
Might be
know.
an executive team.
Their ADC is a bronze player. He was getting pretty beat up in the last couple weeks of the season, so
Huh.
he has been practicing this champion pretty exclusively though. I'm surprised it actually got its way through the draft. If you OP.GG'd him and you stared at his last 50 games, I mean it's pretty much a Phelios.
Damn.
I'm also getting confirmation from Zach is a cat in Twitch chat saying yes, he is in fact a Dota player.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, let's see. I mean, he might multiple times mess up because he tries to, kill his own minions.
Creeps, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't buy this teleport scroll. What's happening?
Where's my courier?
You see some things already coming out. Now, both teams could invade. And it's a goddamn shame that nobody's going in the team's jungle with a Nautilus Blitzcrank start. We could see such an Economy League start here. And they're taking it away.
I was about to say, yeah, and the fact that both teams aren't just 5-stacking and running at each other level 1 is a real letdown. If we're being honest. Real letdown.
Yeah. Oh, but Replay's going to just murder. Oh, my God. Look at this. He's killing it.
First death of the game already.
And Scoom goes boom right there.
Scoom, no. Scoom goes doom.
Scoom goes
doom. Scoom goes doom. Kalista has probably the most overpowered ability in the game with the Black Spear because it's a point-and-click kill.
It's a point-and-click kill to any teammate you want.
Exactly. Unreal.
Dead. Get out of my house.
100% max HP execute.
Yeah. Bonkers. Jeez. That's the best item. If that was in the shop, I mean, it'd be way too good. It's hiding traps looking to just bother Hood Rat Kid here a little bit.
Getting a little pokey poke down. Hood Rat Kid with the highest champion mastery in the game, with rocking 800,000 on this Echo pick.
Does he even play Echo though?
Well, I mean, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. I think that mastery points are just a number. They don't tell you anything. What do numbers even mean? Who invented numbers?
Me.
It was Zelius.
You heard it here, folks. The actual inventor of numbers in the cast.
Oh, what a hook from Saberus onto Replay. They're even going to drop the Ignite. He's going to flash away. Kind of a ballsy boy play there from the side of Saberus, just dropping that to start.
A smart move onto dropping the Ignite on him, making sure he has to blow the flash and not just the heal, You gotta love that, because now
level 2 right here, they're getting level 2. Both teams, or both sides here. Oh, Scoom actually didn't. Scoom is still level 1, but they're getting a lot of stacks here onto Saberus. Aphelios is basically untouched. He's able to dodge the hook with another thing. This is actually going to be huge. The Ignite does go down, and there's the Rend. Everybody's
nothing.
That was tough. So Saberus, him biffing that hook, swung that fight aggressively. He pulled back into the bush to try and grab the Nautilus, but the Nautilus was able to just hook in and dodge it. That's a tough one. But now both junglers, SOS in the bot lane with so many sums down, just on one side though, because you know the fact that Aphelios maintains both.
Close as a horse, but can he help? No, first blood already given over. The heal is dropped on this Aphelios down in the bot lane, and that hook does not connect. Keep the Dream's gonna make a play in the mid lane. Looks like Hoodrat Kid's gonna try to outplay. He's gonna outscale. Can he pick up his own kill right here? One more auto attack should do it, and he does. Now he's level 4 and double buffed. His Hide and Shroud cannot fight this one out.
That's tragic. If you're Hide and Shroud, that's a real, like, obviously you don't flame your teammate, but you're letting out a loud sigh after that one. Like, this is just infinitely harder now.
Now, as somebody on a team with Yorick himself, I must say that a teammate letting out a sigh is infinitely times worse than just being flamed.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I'd much prefer my teammate to be like, "You piece of shit," than to.
Have you ever heard Phrase of Abuse Comms? That's exactly what it sounds like.
Exactly. This would be
You
a right.
You're trolling? You're trolling?
You're trolling. Right in all chat. 10 times jungle.
Yeah, FF now, please. Uh-oh. Hoodrat Kid on the wrong side of hell. Trying to escape from Akali. I don't think he's going to be able to. Oh, he is able to. Graves gave enough pressure there.
Yo, the combination of the barrier and the flash, able to get out of there. But now Akali
walking into something she doesn't really want to be walking into. Keep the Dreams right there. He can connect the Banish Strauss. Doesn't need to. Hide and Shroud flashes forward and picks up the kill. Now Strauss is in a bit of trouble. He's going to try to blind them. Run away. His bot lane is running up. He's got some reinforcements, but they're going to have some burst. He doesn't realize that he's not respecting it. The flash hook is going to land, and they're going to get the kill to keep the Dream, but it's traded back. Blue buff now on to replay.
You know, we said the mid lane matchup was going to be exciting, and they're not disappointing. So much action, so many people just like coming to the mid lane. Easy to get there. It is in the middle of the map, you know, one way street. Literally, it's a one-way street. If you run down the river towards the mid lane, this is a little-known fact about League of Legends.
You're not allowed to. Yeah.
You can't run back.
Right.
You can't. You just have to keep running till you get to top lane, then back, and then run bot lane. So, you know.
Yeah, because of the orientation of the map, you can't actually see it, but there's signs on both sides of the river that says "No right" on red.
Yeah. Nice.
That was good. I like that.
Hide and Shroud and Hoodrat Kid, I think aren't even going to continue to CS. I think at this point they're like, we're just going to keep fighting.
Can you blame them?
This is a fight lane, you know?
That sounds way more fun.
Yeah. Who wants to hit minions slowly over time and accrue income? Boring. Give me a giant sword, let me slash it. Oh, it's getting caught up again. Dame Collector looking really mighty on this big boy Aatrox. Savrus is lurking in the shadows.
That's not a good sign for Kosa. I mean, this is supposed to be a really positive matchup, and without any assistance is just, you know, taking this lane.
Hoodrat Kid does get stunned up. He has his ultimate, so he's kind of just chilling. He's got some pots to drink too. He's not super worried or concerned.
Hecarim using the teleport to get back to lane in the top lane. Be interesting to see if the Ankle Collector will have that. He'll have, you know, about half of his TP timing to have TP advantage on Kosa, and with such a volatile bot lane, it'd be interesting to see if they're able to make any big plays.
Yeah, the Mountain Drink is up and alive, but both junglers are near that bot side jungle, so I don't think we'll... Oh, he's going to try to hit him under tower. Kosa getting a little extra aggro. Not going to get any tower shots onto him. My screen froze for a minute. Sorry for that.
Kosa drops the Ignite, chasing down. The Ankle Collector has to ult to get away.
He's got healing, though, in his kit. Is he going to be able to use enough of it? I don't think he is, and Kosa gets the return kill finally on him.
And that is the power of the Hecacopter.
That is the power of the Hecacopter. With that Ignite, too, so good into this Aatrox, cutting off all that healing inherently in his kit. Woo!
Maybe a solo kill coming
That
out.
Shroud doesn't even get to get the ult off. Hide and Shroud is going to take a lot of damage, but Strauss only level 5, so no ultimate will be able to help him finish this off as he's just looking. Where are you? Hide and Shroud, that's your name, that's what you're doing. No, don't go under tower.
Able to get away there, and a big solo kill for Hide and Shroud there, really asserting his dominance in the mid lane. very volatile matchup.
Keep the Dream is bot lane, and Replay is just walking into all of this. CC, the ultimate, is going to miss a nice flash away. It's going to keep him safe for a little bit longer. Now Scoom is trying to zoom out of here. A nice hook to match it. What a play.
Oh, the hook into hook. Really, you know, Saber's trying to hold on to the hook to try and bait out some of the mobility of both the opposing bot lane champs. Hits the hook though. Do not know that the
jungler. He's gonna flash over the wall, go straight under the Aphelios, dropping damage behind him and in front of him, trying to help out as much as he can. But they haven't picked one target enough. They are gonna knock down Saber as Keep the Dream is now going in, but he does not have his ultimate, and that's 2 kills for Bonobo boys.
Hood Rat Kid able to make them home.
Could be. Maybe should be.
Yeah. Bot reset. You definitely go for Dragon here.
Yeah,
and it looks like they will.
Yeah, they're gonna do it. Kali has some time to farm up that mid lane more, get a bigger gold lead through CS. But Echo did help get some of those kills, so good roam.
Yeah, Hood Rat Kid coming off of a push was able to get
again.
Ooh, another one.
Does he have ultimate up? A flash forward is going to do a little more damage. He is going to finish him up. The Dragon did go over to Bonobo boys. But to Ankle Collector, collecting more ankles. That's the issue.
Exactly.
Heckram's got more ankles to collect.
It's true. He's only gotten 2 of the ankles, and now he's got 2 more ankles to try and get.
Yeah.
Kosa, they're trying to have a repeat solo kill, trying to E him back in the tower, but this time around did not have the ignite, and the ankle color was able to heal right through it. It's both junglers hanging around the mid lane, trying to help these AP assassins get out of laning phase without too much of a deficit. Both of their comps very reliant on their mid lane champions either getting ahead or staying even to kind of balance out this damage profile.
Yeah, and you see Pace Station starting up this Rift Herald right now, so the Grace is nearby. He could spot it out if he goes over and hits this Vision Ward. Or Vision Plant, rather. Scrying Orb?
Scrying Orb, there it is.
Scrying Orb. I found it.
I knew you'd get it eventually. Yeah, exactly.
Blue Plant.
Okay, hang on, no.
Boom.
He's going to spot it out after they've done it, and I mean, we should be able to finish that back in channel. They're going to ult onto him, though, and they're going to stop that right there in his tracks. And Mumu does that flash up. He's going to try to go over the wall. The Ignite is ticking on him, though, and the kill goes over to Kosa. So Red Kid does have ultimate. It is going to drop it, get a little bit of health back, but maybe not knowing if he can win this straight here. Hidden Shroud flashing away. Oh.
A really good play there from Hood Rat Kid, putting his W down before using his hourglass there, his stopwatch, and landing the stun into ultimate to turn that fight on Hidden Shroud. Hidden Shroud coming into it definitely, because of the solo kill, was getting a little ambitious, thinking he had that, but just a really well outplayed by Hood Rat Kid there.
Yeah, I mean, this is why these two players never really got these champions in the regular season too much. Got it the occasional game, and then never again. But they've given it to each other, and they're saying, hey, no joking around, this is playoffs. Let's just play our best stuff and hammer each other.
You gotta love that. And that's what playoffs is all about, hammering each other,
I'm all too familiar.
Sorry,
Straws is in here. He's spotting them out, and they're going to go in with Nautilus. There, Scoom goes boom, and he's going to knock everybody up into the air. It looks like a lot of damage going on to both of these players here in the bot lane for Pace Taste, just going to be taken out.
That was a little ambitious, trying to walk into no vision there. The Kalista Nautilus pushed up the lane, and then, I mean, they were just hanging around on the red side bot jungle.
Response on the top side, though, and they actually get first tower, and maybe Rift can get a second charge if Zos is left alone top by himself.
They're going to go around him, possibly, and look for his plays. Straws is going to help him out in the mid lane. Oh, but Ankle Collector and Keep the Dream are rotating. They're rotating. Maybe going to stop rotating. Now they're going to walk around in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, the two most volatile matchups here in the bot lane and the mid lane, swinging in different directions. The Akali is starting to get the better of the Echo in the straight 1v1. And in the bot lane, this Kalista out to a pretty sizable lead over this Aphelios Blitzcrank.
Yeah, and here comes Hoodrat that was going right back into the mid lane. He's going to proc his 3-part passive there and then just back up, which I think is how he just wants to trade like that over and over again and then not try to take Hide and Shroud's big burst of damage. He wants to do it one more time. He knows he has his ult to get out, but...
Interesting fact, though. Even though Akali has almost a 20 CS lead, they're pretty much dead even in gold because the CS the Echoes have been missing have been caster minions, and Akali's been missing the cannons.
That's pretty hilarious. Just goes to show that, like, just going off of, like, purely just the number that gets shown for the CS just doesn't tell nearly
the
story.
whole tale, yeah.
Yeah. The fact that you can't see your teammates' gold, like,
It's crazy.
without having to ping it is just, it seems like such a banana land concept to me.
Strauss is clearing out some wards. This next dragon is up in about 10 seconds, so they're just getting some vision right now for it. Ankle Collector is clearing the topside jungle. They know where Graves is because he's clearing wards. So teleports up.
Teleport up for both top laners. We'll have to see. We haven't seen any large form.
Uh-oh, keep the dream.
Right there, but
Uh-oh, Scoom might go boom. Might be doomed. The teleport in behind from the Ankle Collector means the hook lands as well. It's a 5-man against 2. And the 5 is going to win. Pace Station's picking up a really clean fight right there.
Big TP play there from the Ankle Collector, cutting them off and forcing them down the river.
Oh! Wow. But Rat Kid was just going for the absolute, like, stunner of a steal. Didn't quite nail it and just ults right back out, but still, that was,
You gotta give a credit for flash. Yeah, it was a real. I could have stole this moment as he gets in there, locks them all, waits a moment, and looks at them all like, hey, what are you gonna do? And then ults out of there, like.
Hood Rat Kid here. I'm out.
Exactly. Hood Rat Kid.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd be a great villain or hero if his catchphrase is just his name, but yeah.
Hood Rat Kid. No, I think Hood Rat Kid wouldn't be a hero or a villain. He's like the guy that, like, Batman would go. Exactly, Batman would go to get some info.
No, sure. Oh my God, the Ankle Collector is massive. Just absolutely chunking out the Kalista. They're not respecting how big he really was, and that is 5-1 the score now.
That is tragic. Letting this Aatrox get this far ahead, approaching onto the 20-minute mark where he's going to be able to hit his Black Cleaver Death's Dance power spike. It is terrifying because with him grouped up, like, no one on the other side is safe.
It's going to be hard to get all of these big targets down as Keep the Dream was looking to invade and steal that blue right there.
Def some big boys.
No one's really massively behind, I think, on the side of Bonobo boys. They just don't have these, like, Akali and Hecarim right now, or Akali and Aatrox right now look huge.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely the solo laners screaming out ahead. And I think it's going to be a while for this Echo to kind of be able to out pressure the Akali, especially once this Akali hits Gunblade. Should be able to just kind of bully the Echo around. Trying to chase down that Aatrox, but good luck. So closing in on the mid game here. We're 17 minutes deep. Only a 1K gold lead with one tower. So still really anyone's game. Considering the differential we thought we anticipated, I should say, seeing in Champion Select. The fact that this game is so close.
Scared off the Herald. A big Aatrox. Oh, but it's going to reset. It's going to heal a lot. It's going to heal a lot, and they might be able to now contest it as...
They're probably confused now if they didn't see that it reset.
Oh, but he does land the hook, and he's absolutely deleted. Goodbye, replay. You're not going to want to rewatch that one, and neither is Straz as he goes down to Hide and Shroud, and the ultimate coming out from Scoom trying to help his team escape. The ultimate doesn't connect onto Hood Rat Kid. He slinks away, and 3 for 0.
You know, we called it going into this game that, like, if the Blitzcrank's team is able to set up ahead of time,
Yeah.
you know, it's really difficult to approach there. We saw that they just kind of were just chilling, waiting for them to come in, and Sabres, you know, makes the big hook. A lot of what
Oh, and he's gonna hook another one. Hook after hook after hook. Hoodrak does have some damage. He does have ultimate available. He's gonna drop it. He's gonna get 1 kill. Now he's fighting under tower, but the ignite is ticking, and he will go down. It's a 1 for 1.
Another big hook, and it keeps coming up that if this Blitzcrank is able to hit the hooks, I think that they really have a very good chance of winning this game.
Yeah, it puts them further and further ahead with each hook. We talk about that being one of the monumental things in these team fights. Like, they should have pretty safe fight lines on the side of Bonobo Boys, but if you can just remove one of their carries and bring them into your team, you can make it an uneven fight.
Oh God, yeah. Especially with the how accelerated the Aatrox and the Akali have gotten in this game. You know, that hook gets hit with the silence. I mean, they're gonna get one shot by someone, right? I mean, you only need that one other person there to really just to make them go boom boom zoom. You know?
Boom, boom, zoom.
Exactly. Well, I guess it would be more zoom boom boom because they get pulled in, they zoom, and then you go boom boom.
Speaking of boom boom, I think it's all over for replay. Oh, that's a really nice knockup though, and it will be enough with this tower right here. The ignite was the last thing taking, so the kill goes over to Scoom. That's just like this Kalista was so good in laning phase, like 203 in laning phase. As soon as they got out of it, they have all of these threats all over the map. Sabres lurking in the corners, Hide and Shroud lurking in the corners. Keep the Dream is a mummy. Like, there's so much going on.
Right?
And the
Exactly.
fact
How
that
you kill a mummy? Already
Smurfing.
dead. Yeah, the Blitzcrank is really smart.
Oh my god, he nails another one as you bring it up.
Wow.
But they're going to go in on the ADC. They're going to find the weak points. They're going to do what they did to them. Hoodrat Kid is already here. He beat everyone else here. He's stunning him up and knocking him down. Keep the Dream trying to kill Straza. Now the flash forward. He's not enough to kill him. A triple kill for Hoodrat Kid. He's popping off now.
It looked like a big pick, but without those two solo laners there, but here they are.
Oh, but they might get stunned up here. Now Hoodrat Kid can't get back inside it. Does he have his ultimate? He doesn't. He had used it already, and they're still
Maybe
alive.
I spoke too soon, but huge fight for the Bonobo boys, and they will get the Infernal Dragon.
And this is pretty massive, especially for how tempo of mid-game needs to go if they're going to claw their way back into this one.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we saw right there a great hook from the Blitzcrank. Sabres really nailing on Strasva. But unfortunately, not enough damage there. They started the Drake and started the fight without their solo laners. And that's where the majority of their gold is all in these solo laners.
Yeah.
So to start a fight without them, you know, what is this one item Aphelios going to do into all these, like, high mobile champions are just gonna get right
Especially
under
when
the
he's getting the way they were able to collapse down, like Hecarim, Nautilus is so much, but replays now flashing and trying to run for their life. He is going to get absolutely deleted by Hide and Shroud. I think Scoom was expecting him to dive through there.
Yeah. Try to anticipate the ult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is,
Yeah,
like, both ADCs can't be alone. If you put an ADC alone in this game, it is a mistake. Like, even Aphelios knows, like, I learned my lesson last time. I'm going to go farm this jungle, man.
Seriously. I mean, especially, like, neither support offers a whole lot of appeal. It's just the way they're playing it, you know? Both of these supports are kind of acting as the primary engage for both of their teams. And once all their cooldowns are blown, there's not a whole heck of a lot that they can do to peel away for their ADCs. Now, on the side of the Kalista, not having that peel, immediately present isn't as big of a deal, because of the fact that she has that mobility just inherently in her kit. But for this Aphelios, you're just gonna have a bad time. It's just not gonna be fun.
The dragon situation is looking a little better for Bonobo, but they need to keep, like what we were talking about before and what you had mentioned, Spooky, and Zellius mentioned it too, like you can't let Pace Hasters set up ahead of time because they have this wall over Dragon Pit. I know they got the pull, but they hit it on Graves, who just eat right back out, right? So
right.
You have to be proactive with your vision, knock down a couple more towers, let your vision lines be able to be pushed up so you can see the entrances to their jungle and not just to yours. I think the vision game here is going to be so important, especially when you have these cheeky little players like Blitzcrank, like Akali sitting in corners.
Oh, definitely. And You mentioned the Graves, and something to note, up until just a second ago when he ticked over to 11, you have this Graves who on paper should be ahead in levels, ahead in farm over this Amumu. But Amumu has been ahead in both for the majority of this game.
He's gonna go in here on Hood Rat Kid, but I don't think it's gonna mean anything. Oh, wait, they're gonna slow him. This is 3 people here, but here comes the rest of the team, and they're gonna try to find the right targets. Keep the Dream's gonna get a nice ult and lock up, and Aphelios ult is gonna do so much damage. Replay's dropping low, but the Ren is gonna finish off the Amumu. Now they're just CC chaining him. Aphelios goes down, Hidden Shroud's trying to zip-zap around, but he gets taken down, and looks like they're gonna try to beat up Saberus, as the Ankle Collector is actually a giant Gigalord in the backside of this fight. He's gonna flash forward and try to do as much damage as he can. He's gonna pick up another. Oh my god. He's gonna get them all. He wants them all.
Whew.
So, what do you think he does with the ankles he collects? Because he has a lot of them right now.
He wears them around his neck, He makes a necklace.
He sells them to a chance for a bigger fee.
Yeah, wow, a man of industry, I see. Wow, that's smart. That's a big brain move. That's a big brain move,
Yeah. Yeah.
Also explains his motivation for collecting all these ankles, They're just trying to get that moolah, that money.
Yeah, he's trying to roll in it, baby.
Yeah. So interesting is that fight was on a knife's edge for both sides. Hidden Shroud right before going down, attempting to land like a 3-man R2 across the whole back line. Unfortunately, dies before he can get the damage off from it, neutering their ability to finish off the back line. But the Ankle Collector, who was held at bay for the majority of that fight by Kosa, once he goes down and the demon, the darkened demon with his giant sword is able to just rain hell down, evens out the fight. And I think that was just a microcosm of what we've seen from these fights, where it really is just down to who has the numbers for the longer period of time.
Speaking of the numbers, they land another hook on to Saberus. He is going to be taken out, and now Hidden Shroud and Kosa are going to try to trade with each other up here. Kosa's just going to gallop away, though. Oh, but there is so much follow from the side of Hidden Shroud. He's going to catch him and just run him down. Oh, not quite the perfect timing. That would have been so nice to see.
Really clean from Hidden Shroud, showing that mastery on this Akali pick. Says, haha, you think you're fast because you're a horsey? And I say nay,
Nice. Red Kid now fighting Hidden Shroud. Trying to train as much as he can. He does have his ultimate, remember, and it's right in that spot. He could have used it right there to get a little extra damage, but opted not to, as the next Infernal Drake was being taken by Amumu and Aatrox, and that's going to be 2-2 in the drags now.
Interesting itemization choice here from Keep the Dream, going for that Leandri's Torment on that second item, not opting for the full tank build, going for a little bit more damage.
Yeah, doesn't connect.
One of those feels bad because he didn't hit the ult, but ultimately.
They're looking for the Ankle Collector. They're trying to find him. They found him. He's going to flash into the bush to make sure his back does not complete, and he will get pulled back. Strauss trying to do as much damage as he can. The Ignite even comes down to do extra. It's a 5v1 right now. Can they get anyone else in on this? No, they can't. That's a pick. But what did it cost them in the mid lane? What will it cost them?
Everything.
Yeah, with this Aphelios now at the 2-item point, going to be able to chew through these towers. And with the setup now on the Amumu and the Blitzcrank there's not a whole lot Hood Rat Kid can do to try and get in there, as they're just going to keep push this wave into tower. So a good pick to get the shutdown off of the Ankle Collector.
They're going to fight here in the mid lane, though. They might be able to help some people. Kosa's on the backside. He's going to do a lot of damage. That's a good ult from Keep the Dream. Kosa's getting melted. And we talked about this. Aphelios going crazy. The ult from Hood Rat Kid's going to keep him safe for another minute. But Replay can't even pick up Keep the Dream with that Ren. He's going to flash for it, but he will go down to this Aphelios in the end. And oh my god, Scoob is actually fighting this man. He's going to get the kill.
Unfortunate overall, but support versus mid coming out on top is that Nautilus there is never a bad thing.
Never a bad thing indeed. But now we're seeing the strength of this Aphelios pick shining through, hitting the 2-item spike.
Yep.
With the right gun combination there, able to chew through the Hecarim and the the Echo there, just able to just absolutely shred through them. I got to shout out a big 3-man ultimate from Keep the Dream to peel Kosa off of Kochi. Really, really big play there. As we're starting to see the Keep the Dream on this Amumu pick, yes, his KDA doesn't look it. I mean, he has 375, but his impact in these team fights is just so much higher than Strava. When your Graves pick is behind into a champion that brings so much CC and team fight power like the Amumu, it's a difficult situation for him,
Absolutely, and we're seeing some itemization, a lot of heal cutting now trying to be bought. We see it getting picked up here from Graves. We're going to see it picked up from Ballista as well. They're going to try to catch Hide and Shroud now, but guess where he's hiding?
Oh, I know the answer. Oh, you can do it. Nice.
Nice.
It was a tough one. It was a loaded question,
Looks like, again, you have these like wild goose chases, I think. Oh, and both teams are going to go on them right now. Wait, are they setting up for Baron, or are they looking for this
they just wanted to...
The ping's there.
I don't know. Oh, they just want Baron. Okay.
The Ankle Collector does have the TP here.
And he has a lot of split priority right now. He's much closer to that tower than Hecarim is up top lane. They know
he's
they're on
circling
it.
in right now.
He's circling. He's roaming. He's going to go all the way in. They're going to try to fight from this, but he's at least pushed them off of it for a moment, but he gets hooked right back in. Now the fight is really breaking out. The Ankle Collector is already there, and he's knocking people up into the air. It's a 1-for-1 right now, but who else will go down? Straza has about 1 life left. He's ticking, but he's able to pick up the Ankle Collector first. He lives for a second longer. Hide and Shroud picks him up right after. They're able to hook replay in, and that's going to be the end of Bonobo Boys as Pace Tasters are going to pick this up, a 5-for-2.
Another huge ultimate from Keep the Dream to keep them locked in. Also, the teleport position from the Ankle Collector was so key to that fight. Literally teleporting in, cutting off the back line from the Bonobo Boys, not allowing them to get into the fight. So the Aphelios is able to just sit there and free hit with this completed Death's Dance. There's nothing they could do to take him down. And Hide and Shroud, some really impressive mechanical play there to stay alive. Again, diving into the back line. And now you have to look at this game too. Bonobo Boys, we said, had the clear draft victory, but unable to take it.
But
that's the end of game 1.
Take it.
Wow.
A little bit of a caster curse on the Bonobo Boys, I think.
Just a bit. But, there was a bit of disrespect there from the side of Bonobo Boys, giving Hide and Shroud the Akali pick, giving Kochi this Aphelios pick. We said he was the lowest ranked player in the game, and it was having a rough couple of weeks to end the season. But here he is, up 2 levels on the ADC of the Bonobo Boys, able to carry these late game team fights.
Absolutely.
On the only pick that we've seen him been practicing for playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see draft adaptation going into game 2 to see where their priorities shift. I mean, do you take away the Akali, which with the 11 kills and a sizable amount of pressure gained, most damage in the game by a sizable amount, or do you focus the spot lane, try and put the weakest member onto a pick they're less comfortable on so you can exploit it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it also starts with Bonobo Boys now get to choose side. Do they stay on blue side for draft reasons? Do they move to the red side? What are you trying to do in draft differently for yourselves as well as eliminate? It starts with what side are you picking, right? So hopefully we do get invited to this next one pretty soon and learn about what is going on. I think I actually made the last game. They might be expecting me to make it.
I am going to head out, but what I will say for the Bonobo Boys is I believe they should get rid of the Akali, get rid of the Aphelios, 3rd ban that can keep wherever, and then draft a little bit more scaling.
Okay, I like that. I think that lets them...
And I think that's their key to victory, because they just kind of fell off, was the problem there.
It's true. They were unable to steamroll the bot lane quite as hard as they needed to, with the Kalista getting so far ahead, but they're unable to convert it into anything meaningful. And by the time that their top lane, that Kosa was able to come online on this Hecarim and hit his 2-item spike, the Aphelios had already just had hit the 3 items that he needed to just not die. Just a really, really well-played game. But in these best of series, we've seen it time and time again. Game one, although important, is not indicative of how the series is going to go. Now they have the chance to take in everything that they've learned from game one, reset themselves kind of mentally, and try and swing this series back in their favor to stay alive in this semifinal matchup.
Yeah, and it looks like Bonobo Boys, thanks so much, Delius, by the way. We appreciate you as a human being and also as a figment of all of our imaginations.
Good luck with the cast, and sincerely, I hope we have a series.
Amen, man.
Have we had a series yet? Like a full series?
Yeah, we had THC versus Bonobo Boys. So Bonobo Boys have been in a 3-game series. We haven't had all of the quarterfinal matchups yet, so we're not 100% sure. There's another one. Was it Titan Gaming and Glacial? Was also 3 games.
Yeah.
You're right. All right. Good luck with the cast. Good luck with the games. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you, man.
They've elected to take blue side, so nothing's changing with the sides of the teams. They both like the sides they were on. Let's see what draft adaptations are going to come through here. As I can fix up the screen while we go stare at this pro draft.
Yeah, I actually like the decision to stick to your guns and stay on the same side. I don't think their issue came in draft. I think a lot of it came in their play. And I think it wasn't their picks that I had a problem with. I think that the draft they assembled was a good one. I think it was more the comfort that they handed over to the other side.
Right. I think it was a little bit of like almost not necessarily disrespect, but maybe anticipating you have better picks into their stuff, and not realizing how strong they really are on it.
And you know what? It might have been a conscious choice because, at a certain point, you're going to have to concede some things in draft, right? You're not going to be able to ban out everything you need to. So that might have been them picking those picks and being like, okay, let's give them those game one. And if we beat it, great, right? And you can just keep leaving it up knowing you know how to deal with it. But, they recognize that they gave over the comfort, they performed on it, and now they need to see if they're going to pivot or if they just think they can just do the salty run back.
The salty run back. Cool name for a band, bad name for actually really cool name for a pirate band.
Ooh, the Salty Sailors, I love it.
Yeah, you could definitely get that going on.
Dude, a couple of we're gonna run some nautical miles as the Salty Sailors. I'm all about it. Drop your anchors, raise the missing mass. Swab the poop deck. And
I never really got that one. Why would you swab it? Why don't you just clean it?
Well, I mean, yeah, you have to clean it because it's covered in poop.
I feel like swabbing is just such a scientific term.
Exactly. Well, they have to do tests. Got to send it to the lab. As someone don't know, you got to send it to the lab. You got to know what kind of poo-poo you're dealing with.
Is that how I? That is weird. I go on record saying that's weird.
Little known fact about pirates. Pirates were all scientists. And they were crunching. Someone you don't know, as he says, he is a scientist. So we have to trust him on that. That's why he has such an affinity for pirates and Hilary Duff, all of which are scientists, as we all know. Hilary Duff in the Hilary Duff movie, getting her doctorate. It was kind of a boring film. It was just a lot of her studying, taking tests, typical college hijinks.
How do you write a plot around that?
Well, they did it. It was a real avant-garde art piece. It really broke the mold. Poorly, exactly. So when you don't know, it has consumed all Hilary Duff
fanfic
content. Fanfics. He is a writer of Hilary Duff fanfics himself.
I'm imagining what a Hilary Duff fanfic would even be. I literally ate it. What does that mean? You ate all the fanfic?
Literally ate all of it. He ate all of Hilary Duff's content.
Oh my god!
And that's how he consumed it. He ate the content. Exactly. I got you.
Wow.
Like with his mouth. Like that's how you eat things.
He is really painting a picture, and it's not one I would hang in my bathroom. We're gonna get into this draft pretty soon, hopefully, because otherwise this Hilary Duff montage is gonna go deeper and deeper into a dark abyss.
Some of you don't know, it flashes it takes two to tango, the two corianders. Yeah. I couldn't agree more. It does take two to tango.
Yeah, and he's going to be right on back with a little bit of Tanganese for himself. Well, I'm going to try to tangle these words up into a better sentence for all of you guys listening at home. Guys, if you want to be part of the LBLCS, go on down below and click our Discord. Feel free to join. Play games with us. Make a team. Make it to playoffs. We'll cast you. Don't make it to playoffs. We'll still cast you during the normal league. If you want to be a caster, you want to be involved more with the production side of it, let us know. Season 4, we're going to try to up the production value a little bit. Not too much. I know what you're thinking. Still got to be low budget. We will still be low budget. Nothing's going to stop that. If you want to check out our YouTube, too, all of our streams are on there. They're both down there. If you want to cheer for any team in this one, we've got, sound bits for each team that's in the playoffs. And right now it's Bonobo Boys versus Pace Tasters. So let's see what they are going to be able to do. Thankfully, he is back because here's the thing that he doesn't get. The spooky man.
What don't I get? What don't I get?
He just doesn't get that he was going to tango when I was going to tango, and it takes two to tango.
Oh, well, that's.
Oh, they
that's
started draft. You get to look at it. It's. Oh, you can't see it.
No, I can see it. I'm looking at the stream.
Oh, you're doing a great job.
Go Tango. Go Tango. So we're seeing already draft adaptations coming through. Bonobo Boys saying nah to that Akali pick, getting it out of there. Pace Tasters sticking to their guns, keeping the cat off the rift. Well, the little cat. Obviously, the big cat is still available, and that's just what it is. Never going to give you up. Never going to let you down. Never going to Keegan Blegaski. Have to see what Bonobo Boys choose to ban here. There's a lot of great options. Banning the Amumu pick. We called it out in game 1 that was a pick that actually swung a lot of those team fights. Able to stay ahead of the Graves. And I think that was a huge swinging point in this. The Bonobo Boys unable to snowball in the jungle, and I think that was a lot of the reason that they were to stay ahead. Still banning the Master Yi. So we were just saying the Bonobo Boys had to just switching up their ban priority picks here, banning the Akali and the Amumu for the Pace Tasters. But that does leave up the Aphelios pick. That we saw him pilot to great success. And they're going to take away the Nautilus as well from the support of the Bonobo Boys, which was a pretty big reason as to why that bot lane got out so far ahead.
Solo killed Akali on it.
Exactly.
You got to get rid of it for them. You got to get rid of it.
Exactly. The Zoe pick coming through from the Bonobo Boys here. A strong champion, but a champion that I feel like has to be played around. In a straight-up 5v5 team fight, will not provide the same amount of impact that a lot of other mid-lane champions bring.
But
the pick potential. Pick potential. Yeah, exactly. So it's going to serve in a very similar way to the way that the Blitzcrank served in the last game there. As they take the Caitlyn here. Caitlyn, a great pick into the Aphelios, I feel like. The increased auto attack range just outside of even the green sniper gun from Aphelios. As they then take the Annie pick, as if it's as if they want you to root against them.
Listen, Pace Tasters, nothing against you. I think you guys are great people. You're really accommodating to any questions admins had for you guys this year. Always telling the truth to us. But here's what I'm gonna say. If you pick an Annie, I'm rooting against you. Let's go Bonobo Boys.
Ruin for the Bonobo Boys. I mean, to be fair, the Annie pick here was banned out in game 1. Correct?
Now, and this is why. You know how I talked about that Aphelios. Stupid monkey. Oh, the stupid monkey was just played. It might play again when we switch back over. It just was in my ears. I don't think I have it up for this page here, so try to hold your bits until we're back on the normal screen. But I lost my train of thought, and is there any one of the second? Yeah,
sometimes when your train reaches the station, you close your eyes and you realize I'm not on a train. This isn't a station. I'm still in bed.
Where the hell am I?
That was a crazy dream. You know what I mean? And if you've ever seen the movie Click, starring Adam Sandler, then you know that it was all a dream. Spoiler alert. But here you are.
I don't think that's a spoiler alert. I think.
Yeah. Ooh, the Zac pick here, meaning that the Zac or the Jarvan going to a lane that's not the jungle. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, the Bonobo Boys, we saw in Game 3 of their quarterfinal series, the Jarvan support coming through. which ended up being a really strong pick. He piloted the champion
Oh, that is
incredibly
a
well.
big, big bear to match it all up with. Pace Tasters don't have a top laner, but realistically, they need, I think, engage from a little bit of distance here. Zach
Hmm.
J4 Volibear kind of can sprint you down quick, even a long Zoe bubble can lock you up. And I think when you pick stuff like, oh, they're going to take the Kled up here in the top lane, that's better because that now you can engage with
Yeah,
the team, get right up on them. I think that's a great pick.
I
Um,
do too.
but if you have, I was going to say, if you have stuff like Annie and Udyr, Annie has a little bit of distance for the engage, but it's not that much. Udyr can't really
Right.
start, he has to sprint at you. So I think the Kled adaptation here is really powerful.
I do too. They were in desperate need of some hard engage. And from the Bonobo boys' perspective, you take away both the Jarvan and the Zac, two of the best hard engage junglers
Mm-hmm.
in the game. Keep the dream off of one of those engages. Which when he was playing the Amumu, we saw Pilot incredibly well, being a
Yeah.
big primary engage tool for them. So I think I really like that draft adaptation, and I'm a big fan of the Jarvan support. I think the 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 utility it brings, both with the attack speed steroid, something Caitlyn kind of sorely needs because she's one of the few ADCs without an attack speed steroid of her own.
Right.
And bringing down another level of poke with the flags, and then giving you that hard engage. I mean, that's why you pick Jarvan. You don't need gold on him if you can land an EQ, and that ult is always going to disrupt the opposing team, no matter how behind you are.
So I think one thing we're seeing from the side of Bonobo Boys comp is
Yep.
they have some great team fight players that are tanks. Like Zach is really great.
Mm-hmm.
Even J4 and Voidbear are really great in team fights. But their two carries are, and some of the rest of the team, they're very like pick oriented.
Right.
You're looking to get that pick before you start the team fight because I think straight up in a 5v5, if it's engaged on equally here, you have better DPS and better spread out damage through the side of Pace Tasters, and where they
Yep.
should be able to take these fights. I mean, Annie, Udyr, Kled do a tremendous amount of damage, and you're wrapping up with an Aphelios, which, yes, early game, we saw how weak he was before he hit 2 items. Right,
Right.
we saw him getting bullied, we saw him getting picked, saw him getting deleted. Then he hit his item spike, he started shredding towers, he was starting to be able to stand a little bit further back once he kind of woke up, and he was able to beat
Mm-hmm.
these guys down. So I think Pace Tasters count more in this one.
It'll be interesting to see because I think that uh, unlike last game where the bot lane for the Bonobo boys was able to get out ahead with that Callista Nautilus combo, but the Callista towards the late game has a lot of difficulty getting the damage out, being a
Mm-hmm.
relatively low range ADC into a team comp that had a lot of lock up and engage. But now this time around on the Caitlyn pick, still able to dominate the laning phase over the Aphelios. And additionally, will be able to set up easier on a siege, allowing them to kind of take
True.
that lead and actually do something with it to hopefully keep the Aphelios down and not allow him to reach that point that we saw him get to at the end of the last game. Be interesting to see because, as we said, we called it out early on that the amount of engage on the side of the Bonobo boys is so high, but the DPS might not be there, right?
Mm-hmm.
If the Caitlyn falls behind, now who's your sustained DPS? Not
Right.
the Zoe, not anyone. They won't have the sustained DPS that the side of an Aphelios, a Kled, and Udyr all have, right?
Right.
And additionally, I mean, we got to call it the jungle matchup there. In the last game, we saw Keep the Dream play the conservative tank pick with the Amumu, and was able to outfarm the aggressive jungler of Graves on the side of the Bonobo boys. Here, the roles are switched. Strasva on this Zac is looking to not run into Udyr for the majority of the first 10 minutes of this game. Running into Udyr is instant death. And Keep the Dream, now the onus is on him to get ahead and maintain that lead in the jungle in order to have the same amount of impact that the Zac pick is going to have.
Yeah, the roles are kind of swift, and honestly, the way that these team fights, how they want them to go, is different for both teams here. Both top laners, I think, on a little bit two champions that are just better for their team, right? Kled gets to have this
Mhm.
trigger for the engage. He's not just on this like giant juggernaut of Aatrox, and Volibear possibly able to set up some tower dives onto some people here, see if they're able to use that ultimate correctly in order to gain a little bit of an advantageous lead. Now, one thing we also want to talk about is Mr. Prezi says Mongo in the chat. I love the word Mongo. If you're not using it, start. It's a great word.
Oh,
Um,
Mongo.
is these early Rift Heralds. We saw last game both Rift Heralds go over to the side of Pace Tasters, and they used it to crack down at least one tower each time. And I think
Hmm.
that's something you need to pay attention to if you're Strasza, because you don't really have this crazy jungle pressure against an
Right.
Udyr. You have really good ability to make and create ganks, but you need to keep tabs on Udyr. Okay, is Udyr ganking bottom? Can I take this first
Right.
Herald? What can I do across the map to really punish when Udyr shows?
Well, I think it was a good adaptation from the side of the Pace Tasters. Keep the Dream choosing to focus on the top side of the map because his bot side had fallen behind, and the Graves had spent a lot of time focusing on those early Drakes in the down on the bot side of the map. So Keep the Dream able to use that to take the first turret top lane, giving the Aatrox the ability to impact the map. And we saw once the next couple team fights came that Aatrox was an absolute unit in the top lane. So the fact that Keep the Dream last game was able to maintain Herald control and did not get steamrolled in the Drakes. Come mid game, right? They were able to stay even in the Drakes. Now he's on a jungle pick that has even more capability to control those neutral objectives. So it's going to be even more imperative from the other side, from the Bonobo boys, to try and utilize the early lane pressure that Caitlyn and Zoe should be able to get. Right? They have 3 pushing lanes when you think about it with the Volibear, Zoe, Caitlyn. Volibear is going to get the push on pretty much any champion because in a melee to melee matchup. Caitlyn Jarvan should be able to get the early push advantage onto Aphelios Nautilus, and Zoe onto this Annie has so much more range and the ability to push the wave early.
What also
That
comes
if the
down
matchups play out as they should,
right,
then they
but
should have the ability to maintain. But as we know, it rarely goes as it should.
there's just like a little time before the waves meet. There's like 1 minute 30 second ish, zone where you get to run around the map. And last game, I was very disappointed. I know you were. I know Zelius cried
Oh
for a
yeah.
bit. He was a little quiet for a little bit.
Yep.
He was
Yep.
crying over
Well,
there.
we all cried, but we all had to soldier through because the show had to go on.
Show had to go on, and I hope that what goes on this time is an invade, because you got Nautilus still. I know that's not a Blitzcrank. I know it's not as tasty to go in there, but go in there, get some vision. You don't have to go for a kill, but let's see you guys trade some vision. Try to
But
figure out where these junglers
we
are.
would prefer if they went for a kill.
I would like to see every summoner used to start the game. Now, oh, here it is. Yes. Well, okay. Now you picked Annie. You lost me, right? I hate you. I think
Right,
you're the.
exactly.
I think Heidentroud went from I want to kiss this kid to I don't even want to see this kid in my life. I don't want to ever meet him. If I ever see him, I want him to end me so that it's my I die to a nightmare.
Wow.
Yeah, but I love that they're invading. So everyone but Heidentroud, I like now on Pace Tasters. I like this a lot.
I like this invading on the top side here.
Oh, and Kosa's gonna see it. Don't. Kosa? Kosa? Kosa?
Oh, oh, that's tragic. The first blood going over to this Annie.
Now, there's a couple of things that could happen there. He could have been like, well, this is over.
Exactly. He wanted to save his flash, so the Kled.
Okay. Real talk, though, economy teams, what they just did was fine, but it was also very bad, in my opinion. They just invaded, they got a kill, and then they dropped no vision in the jungle. None. Drop vision in the jungle. It helps your laners so much. It helps your jungler so much know where things are and know what is happening. The other thing is, I don't think they're really... They're going to drop some vision in their own jungle. That's good to see if they're going to try to cross-map trade here. And good on Kosa for knowing to drop vision on that blue buff, see if they're going to try to go for it as well. They're both going to show to lane at the same time, but what we should see if this eventually pans to the bot lane is that... Oh, both teams actually keeping all of their mana, so they won't actually know. Usually you can tell who leashed by mana. You don't actually have to tell by time they get back to lane.
Right. Some more skirmishing up here in the top lane.
Oh, Kosa would play the cop skin.
Yeah, right? I'm more of a crim man myself.
Much more of a crim.
Yeah. A couple of criminals. As we see, both junglers going for a standard clear, choosing not to split the map vertically, even though I think both of them had the capability to do so. As you see, both top laners now hit level 2.
Kosa just going to go in and trade him, knock Skarl away. The ankle collector trying to get back on his mount. So he's going to take a little bit of chunk damage there. Replaying Saberus or trading a little bit. Here comes Keep the Dream. The ghost is activated. He is all the way in. The flag is down. The drag connects. He is going to knock him up, but another stun might come out. A hook does land, and they're just going to try to melt these two down. They're looking for first blood, and they're looking for second, and both go over to Keep the Dream and to Kuchi. Kochi?
Kuchi. Yeah, that's a big play right there. You get all the suns except the Jarvan flash, and that's in a matchup where we were anticipating that the Caitlyn Jarvan would have a lot of the early prio and a lot of.
But what was really good from the side of Pace Tasters is they knew that they would have the early prio, and Udyr so badly needs a blue buff to play, but he said, "Hey, I'm gonna start red. I'm gonna come down there, gank down there first."
Right. You know, it was a good adaptation. It was a smart choice, especially because you knew that the Zac wasn't going to be able to get out and affect the map quite yet, right? Well, Zac needs a little bit of time to scale up, put some points into his E to allow him good E from the ankle collector.
Yeah, just trading is so much in the top lane. He's down in a good amount of CS, but he has this huge wave to collect from. Look at all the ankles.
So many ankles. I mean, the ankle collector, though, did have to back and teleport back up top after grabbing that rejuve feed. So now Kosa is going to be able to back and save his teleport coming back towards the top lane.
Yep.
Which is going to be huge, considering the deficit that his bot lane is in. You having that teleport advantage going into the first Drake here could give them the capability to turn the fortunes of this bot lane around. Bit of a holding pattern here. Both teams just kind of farming it out.
Just hanging out in the bot lane.
Ooh, we just hanging out.
Oh, in the mid lane, they're going to go in. The flash means that they're going to get a little bit more damage on Annie, but she should be able to escape. Now, she did take Unsealed Spellbook. Ooh, that was a good trap to zone Saberus around. Take a couple extra autos. It doesn't quite connect onto a champion there, the hook. Oh, but he stands on a trap. It's going to get traded onto.
Oof. Seeing the capabilities here of this Caitlyn pick. Yes, the Caitlyn went down, but because of being able to pick up this call by, and again, just the inherent range of the Caitlyn, able to kind of assert dominance.
Oh, that was her W flash. That wasn't a real flash. That was her extra sum that she gets. Now, Udyr did just show down here. That means Zac knows where he is. However, Zac is down here. He's probably going to go over to his Krugs and do those.
You know, Udyr, I appreciate what the Udyr is attempting to do here, kind of trying to push his pressure. You know, he generated a lot of a lead earlier in the bot lane, trying to push the tempo, trying to get more ganks down. But farm advantage-wise is slipping now onto this Zac, as the Zac has just been content to just farm it up.
Is too far up with not enough vision to protect him here. And he is going to drop everything on it. Keep the Dream's going to try to finish it off. Now the flash forward is not going to be enough, but it will be a 1-for-1. The Ignite went down. Finished off Annie there.
Yeah, and, you know, not bad. Not bad. Able to, you know, has to burn both summons, but gets the return kill, which has to feel nice. Especially, you know, Annie having to use her ultimate to set that up. Now has the ability when coming back into lane with the Annie, no flash, no ult, should be able to get a repeat gank there. As Keep the Dream now just has now ganked successfully bot lane, mid lane, and has been hanging around this top lane now, doing a really good job of pushing the tempo.
Yeah, and down here they're fighting, I think, a little prematurely because Kochi doing a lot of damage, and the teleport already in from Annie. She's going to show up Kosa and Dangle Collector on tip for tap, but I think Dangle Collector is winning that one. Kosa even has to drop the ultimate a little bit early, and now they're getting shredded by how much damage this little tiny Kled does. He picks up the kill, and the score goes to 1-6, and Bonobo boys maybe starting to sweat a little bit. This is it if they lose.
Yeah, that's tragic. You know, for Scoom, you see what he was going for, right? He thinks if he can land the knockup onto Sabres, they can try and one-shot him before he can get the aftershock proc. But, you know, when you play a champion like Jarvan, if you miss that EQ combo, now you're there. Now you have no cooldowns, and you're just knee-deep in the enemy's face.
Yeah.
And especially with a support gold income, not able to withstand.
Well, the other thing, dude, Nautilus is such a good champion to have Aftershock on because your basic auto attack is proc.
Exactly.
So he doesn't have to necessarily land skills in order to have that sweet extra armor and magic resist, making him even tankier.
Yeah. And now if you're the Bonobo boys, you're looking at this game right now and you're thinking, where do we play through, right? All three lanes have fallen behind. In the top lane now, Kled able to get the solo kill onto this Volibear. That can't feel good, you know? It's not like this Volibear, this matchup is going to get any easier now. Danko Collector can really push this lead now, able to just kind of get onto the Volibear, as Kled is so good at doing. In the bot lane, you had the advantage in just in picks, right? But now, because of the jungle pressure in the bot lane and some really questionable engages from the side of the Bonobo boys, now they see themselves falling behind in this bot lane. Yes, the cull for the Caitlyn will give her the capability of, you know, picking tempo back up in the mid game, but it'll be difficult to get anything done even in the mid lane, falling behind.
Oh, this is another really good play here onto Scoom, just trying to burst him down as much as they can and making it rough for them. You know what? We talked about, can you trade the Heralds for the Drakes? They can't this time. Really good job from Keep the Dream just to dominate these neutral objectives and shut Straws it down. Sabres, now he wants Scoom. Scoom's out of position. He's away from his support. That does not quite hit with that snipe there, and play does not want to go near.
Yeah, I mean, it's really difficult now for this Jarvan to have any sort of impact here, this far behind, and with the Nautilus is feeling himself now, right? He's landing every single hook onto him as they drop the Herald down in the mid lane, looking to snowball this advantage even further.
Here we go. The Sabres just rewarding this here. Might decide to go in onto Scooby. He is right over the wall, and a level 7 Kochi's going to land the ultimate, and the flash auto is going to be enough to finish him off. The ultimate of Nautilus onto Caitlyn is also so much damage, and he had the right guns there to finish them off.
You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, poo-poo-kachu. I think they're starting to regret having given over this Aphelios pick to Kochi.
Yeah.
You know, showing a lot of comfort as now the
Kosa's saying, I'm a big bear. I'm the captain of this team. I do not like that you guys keep beating us up, but the Dangle Collector could get a remount, and he does. Oh, no, he doesn't.
Oh!
Wow, that was close.
The Ankle Collector writing in all chat with the close. If he gets that remount, that he turns that fight. He turns that fight, no doubt. With the Q and E cooldown going to be coming up, would have been able to turn it very, very easily onto Kosa. But the big chomp, you know? That's the thing with the new Volibear. You know, he hits that first chomp on you, and you're like, you're just a bear. Like, what are you going to do? And then he hits that second chomp, and he goes to chomp, and...
like, oh, you're a bear.
Oh, that's right, you're a bear! Teleport in, though, from the Dangle Collector.
Kosa should be able to trade out right here, but I don't think he can actually get out of this one. Dangle Collector has the Phage. He can just choose to run him down, but he is going to bite him. He's low, though. He's going to have to flash. The flash is up for the Dangle Collector. He knows he's going to go back in to trade a little bit more damage. He gets the remount, and it is a kill. So 1 for 1 there. Not respecting when you get that solo kill to back. Not always the best thing.
Yeah, Kosa being a little greedy there, trying to see if he can get out of there without flashing. Lets Dangle Collector get that first pull on him. He was able to get 2 off during that fight. But that first pull
Look
landing.
for the fight, though, in the bot lane now. It does land. They're going to connect a lot more damage onto this bot lane. This is the Wombo we were talking about a little bit. Good on replay to stand in the back of this fight and just burst this down. Shut down gold onto him. Saber's now running for the hills, but the ultimate from Caitlyn will finish him off.
We're seeing the strength of the J4 pick here. As I said, the reason I think he slots so well into the support role has been bullied around this whole game, but it hits a great two-man Cataclysm, locks them in there without flashes.
Strauss is kind of guarding this area, but Replay's in a lot of trouble. Didn't expect the speed of Keep the Dream against Flag and Dragged and popped up into the air. A huge flash away from Timbers because he doesn't get stunned up, and Replay starting to put on his carry pants here.
Whew. Little overzealous there from Keep the Dream, thinking he had enough damage to 100 to 0. This Caitlyn did not have enough damage to 100 to 0. This Caitlyn, and he paid the price. As you called out really well, Replay with an amazing flash there on the Caitlyn. As now the boys are grumbling and rowling in the top
Boys are
lane.
back in town. Oh, this is going to be a kill for Kosik, and I don't think you can get the remount here. He's going to bite him up and finish him off. It's going to be a Mountain Drake for the side of Bonobo boys, who kind of got punched down in the early part of this game, but now are swinging back left and right. Get some shutdown gold onto the carries.
Swinging is right. I think a really good choice in itemization here from Kosa on the volley bear here. A good compromise between damage and defensive stats, and I think
we have a big goo monster though.
Big Goo Monster says nay. Get out of here.
Big goo monster says nay.
You know what sound the Big Goo Monster makes, right?
Nay.
Nay. I think the ankle collector here, in a lot of matchups, a lot of times into this volley bear pick here with the lead he had and the itemization he had, he would win that. But because of the amount of armor that there's another big dive here.
Going down. Oh, one kill. One kill. 1 for 1. Easy. If you're in solo queue, that's an easy in all chat.
Exactly. Or just a question mark.
Yeah.
All chat question mark. But getting the tower here and the kill, we're seeing a 4K gold lead roughly for the side of the Pace Tasters. Going into this mid game, we've seen the glimmers from the side of the Bonobo boys that they're still in this game. They still have the tools to try and take this game, but they are punching up right now.
Yeah.
With the amount of gold that Kochi has on this Aphelios pick, the completed IE already. At a certain point, that Aphelios is going to be really, really scary and really hard to deal with.
Yeah, and Caitlyn, again, like this, we talked about how Bonobo boys are drafted this pick composition where they're really looking for the kills. You have the Zoe, you have this long engagement. You have a lot of people that are like solo target, singular damage, or like singular skill shots. And the Storm Racers coming out first iron for Caitlyn here emphasizes that even more, right? Like, she is going to pick somebody with her team, and they're going to try to finish that person off as fast as they can.
Yeah, for the side of the Bonobo boys.
Straza maybe jumping a little bit too deep. He might have his passive, and he does. And the big giant bear is saying, "That's my buddy. That's my jungler. Get away! Get the hell away from him!"
Get off of him.
I am not Timbers. I'm a bigger bear, and I'm going to keep fighting you guys down over here. The rest of the fight is continuing on, but Hoodrat Kid picks up the first kill. Keep the Dream does go down. Sabers is the next one to go down. Hiding Shroud is still alive, and so is the Ankle Collector, but in the bot lane, and not in this fight, in the bot lane. Oh! Great communication. Great communication to finish that one off. But Aphelios is just free farming and taking a tower.
Yeah, it's one of those fights where you're like, yeah, we won, but how much scarier that fight would have been if Aphelios had been there, right? With Aphelios there, an honest 5v5 might not have gone that way. So what I do want to call it is what we saw there is from the side of the, as a pick looks like it's about to try and happen in the bot lane, Hoodrat Kid trying to get him. But what we saw there was the side of the Bonobo boys able to get to the objective first. Yep. So important with this Caitlyn and Zoe that they're able to set up on the objective before the Pace Tasters.
But now they haven't actually secured the objective. Keep the Dream is lurking in the shadows. Oh, but Straza is able to do it before Keep the Dream runs him down. He's going to use the smite to try to catch him. Straza getting tinier and tinier as he loses more and more life. He does go down to Keep the Dream in the end.
Yes, they're able to pick up that Herald pick at the cost of their jungler's life. I think, a fair trade. Your passive was already down, so nothing else lost there. As they do close the gold gap now, looking at hovering around 2K gold. Only down a single tower, even in Drake's. Really anyone's game again.
I think, Spooky, it's going to be about this vision again and about the objective control, and I think this time really just over Dragon. We talk about what soul is the best soul. We always say this one is. It's pretty just unanimously agreed upon. Ocean Soul is so good for both of these teams. It's going to make your big, meaty men unkillable. It's going to make this Udyr and this Kled impossible to deal with if Pace Tasters can pick it up. So,
100%. Yeah, when you have comps like these that have such front to back, but so aggressively in the front end, a lot of big beefy boys. If they were a beef dish, they'd be beef Wellingtons. You know what I mean?
They would. Wrap it up in that pastry.
Exactly. But now we see both teams collapsing down onto this first Ocean Drake.
And they're going to go on to Hoodrat. Could keep the Dream Changer a little bit too deep into the chunk. Can they finish it off with Hide and Shroud? They can. They're going to get a lot of damage, and this means the jungler might be eliminated. He is. Oh, but Hide and Shroud drops everything onto the Skoom. Skoom goes zooms out of there, and now the whole fight is coming down. Yes, Kosa's on the backside, and he's trying to kill that Annie. But guess who showed up for the fight this time, kids? Aphelios.
Yeah. A much better flank position from the Ankle Collector. Both top laners had similar goals there to try and disrupt the backline, but the Ankle Collector on this Kled pick was able to get there first and able to dive deep onto the Bonobo boys.
He jumps all the way in! He steals it! Straza stole Dragon! From downtown, too. He picks it up for his team. That was massive for the side of Bonobo boys to lose that fight but still pick up the objective.
Really big, really big, and that really kind of keeps him in this game. If we're being honest.
No ultimate though to finish him off. That's a flash for a flash though.
Yeah, I mean the Caitlyn right now on the items that they're on should win that 1v1. But we saw in that last team fight how much easier it was for Kochi with the right guns, to be fair, to get damage out.
Yeah.
Replay had a really hard time with the Kled and the Nautilus just right on his face.
Yeah, and we're seeing the itemization from Skoom too to help his carries kind of carry this one here. I think a lot's gonna be on this Caitlyn come later in the game. A lot is she's gonna really need to be able to shred through these people and a lot's gonna be on Hoodrat Kid too, because Kochi is in this position now where he's 4-1-7. He's got 122 CS. He's got a good amount of gold under his belt, those 2 completed items, and he's going to start to become really scary.
But yeah, as you rightfully called out, if Hoodrat Kid is able to be on point with his bubbles in the setup for these team fights, right? Because Zoe's one of those champions. Zoe wins you a team fight before the team fight even starts. Right. And if she's able to get a big key engage, or not engage, but one shot onto Kochi or Hide and Shroud,
and at least zone them out. If not kill them, zone them away from the team fight where they can't affect
chunk them out and remove them from the team fight, either through a kill or through pressure. Then it's gonna be a very difficult.
Is lurking in the shadows. This Rip Herald might get one charge off. It might not. They're gonna hit from behind. It doesn't even get to hit it. Now everybody's in the mid lane.
Yeah, questionable Rift Herald usage there. I think that the timer was probably just closing down there, trying to see what they could do here. But now, if you're looking from the side
good amount of damage.
This Kled now.
Boys might be getting caught out right here as Kosa has to run for his life, and Skoom getting dropped pretty low, but he steps on another trap. Can he get the headshot? He does. Replay picking up one for himself, and Straza's over here zoning some 2 carries. Oh no, careful! You're gonna die, Steve, for him. Kosa now zoning some people for him. Hoodrat Kid just protecting with tank that he can, and Straza has found the carry, a triple kill. Guess who's popping off right now? Oh, this is gonna be another kill, I think. It's 4 right now are down, and can these 2 tanks body for long enough for Replay to pick up his 4th of the fight? It's Kosa who ends up getting the kill, and they're going to turn to Baron.
Wow, a really questionable choice here from the Ankle Collector, ulting in after the fight was lost. trying to turn it around, but at that point they were already down members. They were already down in pressure, and there was not a whole hell of a lot that they could do there. And he kind of really forces his team to turn around and keep fighting, when really they could have just gotten away with the single pick. Really well done from the side of the Bonobo boys. A lot of great target selection there. Getting Kochi out right off the bat. He had separated from the rest of his team, kind of being alone, and I think Straza really well done to see that and to jump on top of him there and lock him up.
Yeah, Bonobo boys played that and were able to play it better because it wasn't a full front to back team.
Exactly.
You got him a little split. You're able to pick off the targets. You started that with some really great traps and a bush from Caitlyn, basically locking up Saverus after he took some chunks from Volibear, and she just headshot him, deleted him. And now all of a sudden you don't have this tank engage onto the squishies that you wanted. And so Bonobo boys were able to facilitate that chaoticness into a really strong team fight. And honestly, props to Replay for holding his team together here. I know he's sustained damage, but he played super clean in that last fight.
Yeah. Really, really good point. I think you brought up a good point. I think was the chaos factor. I think the Bonobo boys have a chaos.
They also have a bear amongst their midst. A great use of the ultimate because he cannot be CC'd during it, so it does make him unstoppable. But there's no tower for him to fall back to. He's gonna burn the flash, and this Nautilus is just ticking with that ultimate at him. The hook does not hit though, and all of a sudden it's 5 people down here in the bot lane, and Straza jumps in from nowhere. They're gonna get pinged off. No one dies there.
Whew. Kosa really limit testing there. He's got a lot of armor built up, so unless Annie is able to get into the fight, it's very difficult to take down this big beefy bear. But no ult and no flash on Kosa means that coming into this team fight here for this Drake, he will be have a much harder time getting onto the back line, which is something that they kind of need him to do.
I don't think you can start this up, though. This Drake was started up by just an AoE move, I think. And now all of a sudden the fight is amongst the Bonobo boys, and they can't get out of the carries. Kosa's trying. Wait, the Flag and Drag doesn't connect. He's able to flash away, and Replay's trying to just live. A good use of Straza's ultimate to keep his ADC safe, and they've already kicked up 2 in the fight. They're actually able to kill him on the backside there, but Kosa's alone against Kled. I don't think they were able to kill him. They are able to kill the Annie. Oh my god, wait, this bear is unstoppable. Woo! Bonobo boys!
2 really well-played team fights back-to-back, and some questionable decision-making there from the side of the Pace Stacers there, thinking that they had the advantage when they didn't. We saw Saberus and the Ankle Collector trying to get past the front line, while Kosa just Q ran. He just pressed Q and ran at Kosa.
This should be fair, but
and with both the Ankle Collector and Saberus unable to peel away, Kochi just got one shot.
Yeah, but I think we overlooked, like, when they were going after that Volibear, we're like, oh no, Volibear lost all this stuff. Yeah, so did the rest of the team that chased him. They dropped Annie ult. They dropped the Nautilus ult that ticked down and hit him up in the air. They lost these big engage tools, and so they weren't able to just drop it onto the backline there and run them down. So it was like kind of trading a lot of what Kosa had for what the team had for Pace Chasers. And now you're in this position where you need Kochi to be smart and be yelling for help. Like, I think he was neglected the last couple of fights. It wasn't maybe neglected, but he was hard focused by the side of Bonobo boys, and there was no peel for him. And if he has peel, I think these fights are going to change.
Yeah, I totally agree. It was a very clear miscommunication in that team fight with kind of split priorities. In those early game fights that we saw, the way that the Pace Stacers were playing them, just kind of trying to dive onto the back line with this, big Kled and keep the dream being so ahead on this Udyr, worked, right? Because they were ahead. And the Aphelios wasn't at the point where he was dealing the most damage on the team. Now you're past that point. Now your success in these team fights comes down to whether or not this Aphelios can get the DPS out that he needs to shred through these tanks now that are almost unkillable for anyone other than Aphelios. He's the only person who's going to be able to plow through this Zach Jarvan and Volibear.
Yeah, the other thing I will mention though is, like, let's say this game continues to go in favor of Bonobo Boys. Let's see, next fight is like, I don't know, a 2 for 5, right? They're able to snag 2 of them, but the rest of them they go down. The next major objective might go over to the side of Bonobo Boys. They were able to pick up that Baron as well. So, what might happen here too is Pace Tasters realizing, hey, this plan of fighting front to back, it's not working. Whether it's communication, whether it's the other team outplaying us, whatever it is, they still have a 1-3-1 comp that I think is really strong. You don't have the best clear from Annie Aphelios, but Aphelios does have the Runaan's Hurricane, and Kled and Udyr solo, when you're in the 1v1s, except maybe against Volibear, should be able to pull it out.
Yeah, 100%. I think what we're seeing now is that they're not setting up these fights properly, and they're not able to get the... Ooh, there's a big sleep.
Getting a big sleep! Oh, it's so much damage! Goodbye, Annie! Are you okay, Annie?
You called it... Annie, are you okay? You're not. You're okay. You're not. You're okay, Annie. You're not. You called it out. Hoodrat Kid on this Zoe with the ability to just remove someone from the map like that. And now that he is 8-2, has piloted this Zoe very well in these chaotic team fights. And now it's going to be very difficult with Caitlyn, Zoe, and Baron pushing down your face. It's going to be very difficult for them to do anything here. But to the point that I was trying to make, from the side of the Pace Tasters, it's going to be very difficult for them to win a fight if they don't set up the fight and find a flank. With the Kled, with the Udyr.
And speaking of the exact thing you were just saying, they're trying to go all in here, but Keep the Dream may be a little too ambitious for his bridges, but they are going to feel like a Caitlyn, I think, and just one more auto attack, a huge stomp down, but currently it's a 2-for-1. They're trying to trade the rest of them. Hide and Shroud is dropping really, really low, and Scoom can't really zoom around. Kosa's getting held up. The Flag and Drag is not going to be enough, but Raza can finish it. Oh, Hoodrat Kid still alive, lurking, just trying to poke people down, do as much damage as she can.
Some real misplaced priorities there, target selection-wise, for the Bonobo Boys. Kochi, almost full health. He did not get attacked during that entire fight. All grouped up in a choke point with the Runaan's Hurricane, able to unload insane amounts of DPS there. And on the side of the Bonobo Boys, they just weren't able to get onto him. We see it now with the flanks, making this fight a little bit more chaotic. They were able to...
Hurricane! The Q doesn't hit! The bubble does! He's gonna lose Scarl, but keep his life.
Q over the wall, yeah, a really well done fight. From the side. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Sneaks it back.
That's one of those fights. That's one of those moments right there where if you went back and watched the replay, you'd be kicking yourself.
Yeah. Oh, come on. I missed it by that little.
Come on. Okay, but taking stock of where we are now. Up 2 turrets, up a little about 1k gold for the side of the Pace Tasters. But critically, 1 dragon away from Soul. On the side of the Bonobo Boys. That's going to be huge. If they pick up that Ocean Drake, it's going to be almost impossible to lose these 5v5 team fights, barring a very large outplay.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you think about what the two teams are really trying to do. Like, Zoe is trying to look for these... Oh, Kosa might be in some heaps of trouble, but he is just a terrifying bear. They're going to go all in on him. They should know where everybody is on the map now. He's going to flash over the wall, but Saberus was just laying in wait. He's going to try to catch him up. Hide and Shroud and Kochi are both running over. So much damage! Replay takes him down, and now they're going to go all the way in onto the ADC. They hit him with the bubble. He's taking a lot of damage in the backside. Over here, they already see that Keep the Dream can't keep himself alive. And then currently it's at 3-for-0. This is all right before the dragon spawns. It's going to be almost a full ace. I think Kosa can run him down. No Scarl means no mountain. He's going out.
No Scarl means no snarl.
Yeah. I was thinking what rhymes with Scarl. There was not many things.
Just a really well-played start to that fight from this Caitlyn. Replay on this Caitlyn. Really full combos out, Hide and Shroud on this Annie. Takes him out of the fight immediately.
Yeah.
And the pick potential for the Bonobo Boys is so high. Just so high. Whereas on the other side, I mean, we saw they threw so much at this Volibear to try and take it down, and just to no avail.
I think that's a lesson that they should have learned last time, and maybe they finally learned it. No, no, oh no.
Oh. Wow. Now down 2K and the Ocean Soul.
Don't get cocky though, Bonobo boys.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely. Because when it comes down to it, you still have a 3-item Aphelios, and you still have a hurly-burly boy in this Kled. Now, the real issue, though, is going to be this Caitlyn for the side of the Paystacers. I mean, trying to get onto this Caitlyn and take her down through her not only long range and her self-peel with the E, but also the fact that she has the, whatchamacallit? The
Phantom.
The Phantom Dancer. There it is. The Phantom Dancer.
Keep the dream. Going in, he's 2 levels down, but he has Hidden Shroud right here, who's actually 4 levels down from Ghost. Ghost is a really big bear. He's going to try to trade as much damage as he can onto these 2 guys. The shield's going to give him a little more trading power. He's looking for it. He's unable to get it. The smite comes out from Keep the Dream. Oh, but here comes an ultimate, and I think Keep the Dream is fine. Yes, he is.
Whew. Finally able to kill the bear. This is 3 times now that they've tried to pick off Kosa in a side lane. And this time, all it took was the Annie and the Udyr. As now, off the back of that, Kosa buying this Spectre's Cowl, attempting to get a bit more AP. And once you know, he bounces that out. Oh,
the hook, though. This is going to be all in onto Zoe, and Hoodrat Kid trying to stall for his team to get here in time. I don't think they will be able to. He's just going to loop around a couple of times. He is able to grab a flash and try to run away, but Aphelios picks up the kill. And now Bonobo boys maybe just improperly positioning themselves because they felt safe with this Ocean Soul.
2 big picks back to back now, and this should be the Baron for the side of the Paystacers. Udyr up 2 levels.
We've seen him do it once. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, he backs up. I thought Zach was channeling an E. I was like, really go for a second one.
Wow. And now we really got ourselves a game here because, you know, it looked as though the Bonobo boys were about to pull away with it, but a couple of brain farts getting themselves picked off both in the mid lane and the bot lane on the 2 solo laners leads to a Baron. And you can have the soul, but if you get picked off like that, it's not going to make a whole hell of a lot of difference. Because in the end, even with the soul, you're not going to win that 3v5, that 4v5. Especially now that the Aphelios getting another kill with that last whisper and that Executioner's calling.
He's going to chunk through the tanks, even though they have really good healing.
He's going to bunk a chunka, no doubt.
But here we go. We've seen this before. Everybody's coming down to fight Keep the Dream now. They're going to drop the ultimate early just to warn him. He's going to start running away. Now, he does not have Ghost up, but he's going to juke around the alcove. But I think he's just going to run away. And I think they're going to have a lot of mid-prio if they're not able to get this spicy boy.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, here they go. They're going to go all in for it now. He's going to stall a little bit longer for his team to go in through the mid lane. Zoe had already back, so she might be able to clear some waves. Oh, they don't have minions here yet. He's going to get chunked by this tower right now.
Minions show up. We see, though, the Volley Bear and the Zac flanking on the side.
Caitlin's still down there, though. Caitlyn is still down there.
That is all their DPS. That's a good call out. Kled using the ultimate to get his team out of there. I like that utilization of it, just ensuring the safety. And at this point in the game, that ultimate's on a pretty low cooldown. So really nothing lost there. And not that, but to maintain the pressure on the map. You know, able to take that tower in the mid lane, able to take that tier 2 in the top lane. And now up 4 turrets. A good utilization of the Baron buff.
Certainly.
Was getting some real Trick 2G vibes from Keep the Dream there. You know, just causing so much mayhem as this Udyr pick. It's so difficult to lock him down and chase him down with those Swifties, with that Ghost, with his inherent movement speed, and now up 2 levels over this Zac. You know, closing in on these objectives for the Elder fight. For the next Baron, getting a steal like we saw the Zac do is going to be very difficult when you're behind 2 levels.
Yeah, and looking for a little bit of getting rid of some shields there. The Banshee's Veil.
The Banshee's Veil, such a good pickup. Such a good pickup. Wow, with the Mortal Reminder now completed for Kochi, joining the 4-item rank.
When you're
that
splitting,
Caitlyn is on.
who's backing for this? Who's gonna help deal with this split? Elder's up soon. This is that like little bit of the
Nope.
1-3-1 we talk about, where they can start to utilize what they do have. Okay, maybe you don't have the best front to back fight, or maybe you're not playing them right. What the heck's going on? Let's fix it by changing our strat. Let's play to something else we have strengths in.
And in these big moments here, I mean, this is do or die for the Bonobo boys, pushing their communication to the brink, right? As they now close in with a flank here.
Looking on the Hoodrat kid, they're going to do as much damage as they can. Won't even go up over the wall because now the Q interacts, but an ultimate from Hyde and Shroud should be able to finish her up. Zoe's the first one down in this fight, and we're going to continue to have it. Hyde and Shroud now is going to low. Replays on the back line, but guess who was laying in wait? You're starting to shred from the bottom of your screen. Kosa is able to pick up a kill. Hyde and Shroud goes down, but it looks like Bonobo boys will be taken out. I don't think that they can live any longer. However, Stratza might be coming back up. No, he does go down in the end. It's a 3-for-3 though, or 2-for-1 rather. Bonobo boys can actually come back in this. Replay stayed alive.
Oh, that's big here.
I mean, this is a tricky biscuit of a fight. Who do you go for?
Tricky biscuit!
Oh,
Dangle Collector gets the remount. And the Elder Drake is still not finished at halfway. Only one team has a jungler here, but he is very chunked out.
You're going to see Kosa right here. Kosa might be able to do a good amount of damage here now. Remember, it's going to be really hard to kill him if he starts landing these spells, and he does. That's the jungler gone. Now it's a 3 against 2. Now they can clear out some vision, try to make it theirs, because who spawns first? Strazza.
That is a close fight right there. The Ankle Collector teleporting to the top, trying to see if he can get something in return here. But it's very doubtful that he'll be able to get anything here as Hoodrat Kid is closing in to try and get him out.
They're going to blow him up. Boom.
Ooh. And with that Elder, they are just keeping themselves alive.
Now I think you could just jam a lane.
Yeah, because it's almost impossible to split against this Elder buff. You leave your 4-man unit or your 3-man unit alone with the opposing team.
They're gone.
They're gone. They're just absolutely gone. You know something we saw in that fight that I think was a huge turning factor? Kochi electing to stay within the pit while the fight took place on the other side of it, unable to unload as much DPS as this Caitlyn was able to. And that was a huge turning point because the fight looked good in the beginning with the big pick on Hoodrat Kid, but ultimately the sustained DPS comes in the form of Aphelios, and he was just unable to get the damage down.
Yeah, and Kosa has his ultimate. He's looking to dive right here or dive the next one. Might just be able to roast this tower right on down. They are dropping the anti-ult. The Aphelios ult is going to follow, and there it is. Here's the ult. He's going to slam it down, finish off the tower. Now they're going to go all in for this fight. The Elder Drake is taking away on a lot of people, but Kosa's the first one to go down. Kochi looks like he might be next there. He picked up Hiding Shroud on Annie. Strazza is beating through them as Replay just melts the enemy team. It looks like this is going to be Bonobo boys' game. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we've got a game 3 on our hands.
Yes, and the burn takes him down. The clean ace, a really well fought game for the Bonobo boys. Looked a little questionable vegetables in the mid game, but ultimately able to ride it out. A couple big performances from Replay. Kosa on this volley bear pick, able to turn around a number of situations that on paper he had no business winning. And Hoodrat Kid on this Zoe, a couple of huge mid game pickoffs to both keep them in the game and then ultimately to take it. Really well played.
Yeah, and Bonobo boys are having the heck of some series on their hands. They've only played quarterfinals as their semis, but every single game going to 3. I'm going to switch over and show you guys the stats from that game before we get invited to the next one. I might make it myself again. We'll see. Kosa actually did the most damage that game.
That's not really surprising. I'm sure if you talked to that Aphelios after that game, he would tell you that I'm sure he felt like Volibear was doing the most damage in the game. Because
guys, I know we have a bear with Tibbers, but there's a bigger one in the game right now.
Exactly. It was just a battle of 2 bears. It was 2 bears, 1 cave. Just a really well played game from the side of the Bonobo boys, and a really good draft adaptation. We see now when you take them off of the comfort picks that they kind of gave them in game 1, they weren't able to get as much done. Now it'll be interesting to see. So 2 games in a row now they've left the Aphelios up, and 2 games in a row the Aphelios has dealt the most damage on the side of the Pace Tasters. So, you were able to beat it, but it was a real touch and go for a bit there. So if you're the Bonobo boys, do
Yeah.
you give it to them again, or do you pivot a bit to try and take them off of it?
So it seems like they've been blue side every single game, and it will
Mm-hmm.
remain to be blue side even in this one here. Um,
Wow.
I don't think their ADC plays affiliates because I think that's something you would be taking away. I think it's a good pick to take away. I don't think there's a lot of contested picks throughout these two teams. Maybe I think the only one we've really seen is Nautilus. Both supports have played Nautilus. Both supports probably have maybe a little bit similar of a champ pool. But either you take it away, but if you take it away, what pick are you giving them that you have enjoyed not playing against? And is it worth it? I think
Right.
that's because yeah, you figured it out in game two, but game one, that Fellas kind of ran away. Game two, it was close to it. It was just positioning errors. It wasn't necessarily the pick being wrong, right?
Right.
So,
Exactly. And when it is a lower ranked player playing that primary DPS role, the comfort is everything. Um, And if you look at the picks that they chose to pivot to get rid of in that first rotation, they got rid of the Master Yi, which they've banned both games, a smart pick, a smart ban, I should say. And they banned out the Amumu, which they had a lot of trouble dealing with game one. And they banned the Akali, which they did not want Hide and Shroud to have. So you're running into the situation here where like it's the lesser of two evils here.
right,
What do you let through to get rid of it? Because we've seen they're more than happy to first pick Kochi than Aphelios,
right.
right? They don't care about the bot lane matchup. They know that he'll eventually ride it out. So it's a tough situation to be in from the side of the Bonobo boys. You're leaving them probably going to have to leave up this Aphelios for a third time. And they'll have to get another good matchup in the top lane because I think that was the big swinging factor here. I think both bot lanes in both game 1 and 2 showed a lot of prowess.
Yeah.
But game 1, we saw that Aatrox steamroll for De Ankle Collector, a really good performance there. And game 2, the Volley Bear for Kosa put in a lot of work there, dealing the most damage in the game, causing so many problems for the side of the Pace Tasters. So I think if we've learned anything from this series so far, it's that getting a good top lane matchup for both of these top laners who have proven that they can hurl, burl, curl, swirl with the best of them.
Yeah, and we're going to see the exact same sides as we talked about, and the Akali is absolutely going to be first banned. Bonobo boys know they don't want to play, and I like that Pace Stays are just banning Yumi every game. Just get him out of here. Get
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here. You know?
It makes sense. It makes sense. No one has fun playing against Yumi. No one has fun playing Yumi. Yumi's unfun.
No one has fun playing Yumi.
Yeah. You don't want to be it. You don't want to be against it. You just don't want it. Same bands coming through for the Bonobo boys. Pace Tasters choosing to pivot and getting rid of the Zac pick, which is an interesting choice
I
there.
think they're going to first pick Kane here.
That's true. That's the pick that they're letting through.
And they do.
Another friend.
This is very dangerous. Thanks, Jack Roll, for joining us. Very much appreciate it. I'm Bomber Bud. Thanks for the bits and the cheers. Same with Tiny Hands and Mr. Prezi, Bigfoot. Everyone else has been donating today.
You're all great. You're all great.
And there's the bot lane again, coming out from the side of Pace Tasters.
I love this Thresh pickup here. I think this is a great marriage of the two bot lanes we saw them pick. Picking a support that not only engages but also provides a lot of peel for this Aphelios. I mean, this is an LCS bot lane we see all the time because of the safety and the engage potential that it brings. But a much higher skill ceiling on this Thresh. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to rise to the occasion with the Zoe pickup here for the Bonobo boys. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, and right back to the Volibear too. And I think that Bonobo boys are saying, hey, we have a lot of picks that we play in the bot lane, and if we're going to have anything get targeted here in round 2, it's going to be that. Because you really could take away a lot of options for Kosa in the top lane. I mean, take away Volibear and Ornn, you're really going to force him onto something uncomfortable. He didn't show up great on that Hecarim. So, good.
I love that from the Bonobo boys, blocking that Volibear and saying, all right, what do you got? Right?
Yeah.
Like, he picks that Volibear. They had already seen the cane. They know it's top lane. Like, you know it's coming. What do you got? He putting the onus on the Ankle Collector to try and pick a matchup that he thinks he can win. The Darius pick, I don't know if that's the pick. You know, I think
I think Volibear on paper wins that matchup, although we have seen the Ankle Collector absolutely pop off if he gets a little bit of a lead. So I would be very careful about, okay, who are they going to pick in this jungle? Do we take away the Udyr here? Do we make it hard for him to gank early? Because we might. I mean, Kayn has great pressure, early, mid, and late. It's just a great jungler right now. But if you keep the dream, an inch, he'll take a mile here.
yeah, love the Nautilus and the Jarvan bans. Really not giving them many tools to engage here with, right? You've taken away the Zac, you've taken away the Nautilus, and you've taken away the Jarvan. These are all huge engage tools the Bonobo boys used in the last 2 games. Because right now, as it stands, they don't really have any form of hard engage here. Yes, you have the Volibear who can dive on, but as far as like a team fight engage goes, Volibear can ult in there, but what does he do? Ooh, the Jax here.
The dream, probably going for the Jax jungle here. Now, that other band that came in from the side of Bonobo Boys was a Victor, so they hard targeted that mid lane.
No, I like the Jax pick in the jungle here. Another champion similar to the Udyr, similar to the Master Yi, who's banned away, who can just 1v9 the game, right? If this Jax gets out to an early lead, gets a couple of levels under his belt.
I think you take Syndra here on Pace Tasters.
Yeah?
I think you take Syndra and you go for this really high pressure. Like, all of us have this kill potential. Oh, I think the Lulu's a great pickup as well. Try to keep your carries alive here. But if you go something like Syndra, you have like these different distances that you can pick people off from. And you know the way Bonobo boys have been playing is a little bit chaotic. It's a little bit sporadic. They're looking for those picks, and they come at you different from the jungle. They're not always running in packs of 3s. There's like 2s and 1s coming from different angles.
Right.
So you pick up the Syndra. You could go one way and just blow up whoever is there.
I like that. I think that's a smart pick. Not only that, but then it gives 3 potential lanes for this Jax to gank. A lot of setup. The Corki pick here does give them a bit more of that scaling DPS.
Yeah.
Now kind of really putting a lot of pressure on the early game with the Bonobo boys with this Aphelios Corki. If they can scale into the late game, then that's a really difficult set of carries to deal with. But no slouches for the Bonobo boys with the Tristana Lulu bot lane. Going to be very difficult to get any pressure down there. And going to be very difficult coming to the late stages of the game to get through the Lulu ult, the Lulu shield, the polymorph onto a Darius. Nothing is more tilting on a Darius than when you're attempting to run through a team fight with your ultimate and you get polymorphed in one shot, right?
Right.
That you don't get much more frustrating than that. Even on this Jax, I mean, any of these champions have to go in on you. Having that polymorph is just such a strong tool. So I like both drafts. If we're being honest, it's a great combination of comfort picks that we've seen some of these players play so far in this series, and some new little wrinkles, some little rinks, like
some little rinky dinks for sure. I think
rinks and tiddlywinks. You know what I mean?
Rinks
That's
and
what we're all about.
tiddlywinks. Yes, if you guys saw, my rash has grown to 50 feet, guys, on stream. Plead the Fifth has actually been inspecting it daily for me. That's why he was asking me how it's been. Waffle's making fun of me, telling me I'm a small baby for only 50-foot rash. Kind of mean to make fun of a man with a rash that big. Jackroll9 again. Thanks for the follow. We really appreciate it. We really like you. Maybe too much. Maybe kind of like a love thing,
Ooh, like you like him?
Wait, you said that like such a teenager. That was so goddamn good. Oh my god. All right, here's what I'm gonna say. I think the way they've drafted on Pace Tasters for Game 3 says you kind of figured us out Game 2 because we didn't change up our style enough. Now it's pretty freaking different because, okay, Aphelios is going to, still be a problem at the same time in the game that he always is, right? But now we also have these different power spikes for Corki. We have things like Corki Package to influence the team fights. Jax is insane mid-late game. Like, if Jax gets online, he is online, and he is so hard to deal with. That being said, you just gave the solo laners on the side of Bonobo Boys the 2 champs they rocked you with last game.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a real problem here because I think I don't think this Darius is going to be able to snowball enough onto this Volibear pickup here to warrant the Darius pick, right? If you don't get ahead enough on the Darius, it's going to be very difficult to influence these games into later stages. But a good call out here from Wang C in the chat here. Kochi Aphelios is going to pop off now that Zach Jarvin and Nautilus are off the table. A really good point. The level of hard engage from the side of the Bonobo boys really isn't there. They do not have an engage. They're looking to kite backwards. Maybe this Kane, if he gets ahead, can try and one-shot this Aphelios. But even then, it's going to be very difficult if Aphelios is even or with the bot lane of the Bonobo boys.
I agree. I think Wang has got a really, really good point about how hard it is for the side of Bonobo boys to go in. You were talking about it a little bit. However, Zoe has, I think, realistically, better targets this game. If you blow up Corki or if you blow up Aphelios, probably going to be on the squishier side, both of them, and easier if Zoe even maintains even CS and just doesn't fall behind too far. If she can find them and pick them, we saw her do it several times last game, and it led to the Dragons being stolen. We've seen Straza's Kane. Straza's Kane has lost a single game in all of LB LCS play, and is against THC in Game 2 of the 3-game series. Actually, no, it wasn't. He didn't even play Kane that time. He played Graves. I don't think he's ever lost on Kane, ever.
Wow. So, okay, the storyline here is pretty anime level, all right? Undefeated on this Kane pick. First 2 games, hasn't been able to play it yet in playoffs. First 2 games, the Pace Tacers ban it away. And then coming into the last game, the do-or-die matchup for both of these teams to see who moves on to the finals. And they leave it up. They leave him onto the Kane. They say, let's see what you can do, buddy. And that's a pretty big call-out, especially on a champion like Kane who does have that potential to 1v9 the game. If Kane or this Jax, if either jungler is able to really get ahead of the other one and push the tempo, it can be very difficult to deal with. Very, very difficult. But I do want to call out something that you said that I thought was really apt. The fact that the Zoe has much better targets this game, right? Last game, there was a lot more upfront tankiness, if that makes sense, from the side, where they can tank the skill shots and not go down as easily. But when you have champions like Darius, Jax, Corki, Aphelios, all of those champions need to be consistently in combat for their inherent tankiness to kind of show itself, right?
Right.
The Jax has to be in combat. The Darius needs to be in combat. All these champions need to be getting down and dirty, bad and
that
bougie.
Conqueror or using their abilities to help them mitigate some of the damage that will be coming in. We also, the last game you're talking about, Darius and Jax do get big, and they do get difficult to kill, but Kled's inherent tankiness, just being Kled, is greater than both of these champions. We also saw that we're talking about the Bonobo boys going to have a hard time engaging. I think that unless you get a nice hook or Jax gets a nice pick, I think it's also going to be hard to engage on Tristana Lulu.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
This game might be if you pull the trigger first, you lose.
Yeah. It's going to either that or it's going to require a huge pick, a huge multi-man E from this Jax, or this Corki to make a really good team fight splitting package play.
I think that's the best team fight ability in this game here is that package.
I think by a long shot. I think neither team is neither of these teams is a particularly good 5v5 team fight team. A lot of pick potential on both. And from the side of the Pace Tasters, what we're seeing here is another great 1-3-1 comp, right? With this Darius Jax in the side lane, the Corki Aphelios Thresh grouping up, with the Corki able to package to either side lane, and the Thresh able to lantern either one of these carries away from any potential danger. I think that that's something that we saw them start to utilize towards the end of Game 2, but they never able to really get going with that 1-3-1, choosing instead to kind of try and pick off Kosa in the sideline of this Volibear pick. Well, hopefully they learn their lesson, and as we load into this game and push towards the mid game later in the game, assuming that this is an even matchup, that they're able to fully utilize the potential of the 1-3-1.
I will say, though, if you're going to pick a champion that's looking for that pick onto Volibear, something like Darius that has the execute move, is what you need to have. So they might have they either learned their lesson and they're not going to do it, or they learned their lesson and they have better tools to do it this time.
Right.
And I really have to pee because I told you I don't have AC and it's like 100 degrees. I've been drinking fluids the whole time. So I'm going to piss like a racehorse. So, I mean,
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it live on stream. I'm not going to let you guys hear it. I know.
No, bring the mic. Bring the mic. Come on.
I'm not bringing the mic. You guys always want me to do this, but I'm not going to bring the mic into the bathroom with me, all right? I'll be back in a minute.
All right. No matter how many times we ask him, he's just going to be selfish like that. He's not going to give us the goods. I know that's why everyone's here. We got a lot of great people here in the chat. And they all want one thing, right? They all want to see some great League of Legends, and they want to hear Buggleberry Finn taking a good piss, especially if he's going to piss like a racehorse. As we see now from the side, the flash away from Scoom on this Lulu pick. Another great 5-man invade from the side of the Pace Tasters. A repeat of what they did in Game 1. Game 1 able to get the early pick on the Kosa. It didn't amount to anything in the end. Hide and Shroud unable to get anything done with the First Blood Gold that he had on the Annie pick. But with this Lulu not having Flash, we see the potential now for Keep the Dream to get an early gank down this bot lane, especially with the Thresh. A lot of great gank setup. It'd be interesting to see. But a bit of an adaptation, whereas in the last game, neither team was able to get much deep vision down. We see that from the side of the Bonobo boys, they're able to get a ward down deep onto the buff, onto the red buff of the Pace Tasters, knowing that's not where he's starting now, that they have a bit more knowledge going into this early laning phase as to where the jungler is starting. Both junglers electing for a full side clear. On the respective side. And FST, exactly. Yeah. So how was it? How was the tinkle?
Whew. It was good, dude. It was good. On my way back, I realized, hey, I've been drinking a lot of fluids. You know what I need to dehydrate myself more? Picked up myself an ice cold coriander for this one. The official beer of the LBLCS as the camera goes crazy.
Exactly. So you missed a big 5-man invade for the side of the Pace Tasters, able to get the flash off of Lulu in the bot lane here. Be interested to see if either team is able to take advantage of that. As we see both junglers now migrating up towards the top lane. Jack's able to get there first, electing to go only 3 camps and then up here.
And he's looking for it. I'm expecting the flash pull in there. It does, but the stun doesn't follow through. Kosa's now going to get a little bit of a shield. He's going to go back in, but they're not in tower range, so he's not trading as effectively as he could. Keep the Dream gets half chunked out.
Ooh, that is heartbreaking for the side of the Pace Tasters. They invest a lot into that, and Ankle Collector unable.
Oh, Straza's going in. He's already used the E, so he doesn't have it. He does have his flash available. He's going to try to cue away the flash in from Kosa. First blood for the Bear, the captain of Bonobo boys. They're looking for the second one. They know the Ankle Collector has no flash, and this game is going Bonobo's way to start it off.
That is an absolute tragedy. They all in, Keep the Dream electing for a 3-camp start to hit level 3 and attempt to influence the top lane. The Ankle Collector flashing forward to try and set it up, but Keep the Dream unable to land the follow-up stun, unable to chain the CC. And now with a double kill there for Kosa.
A double play here in the bot lane. Scoom trying to zoom out of here with a heal from Replay, and Saber is getting a bomb on him. They actually get a lot of damage onto everybody. Here's a good trade for the side of Pace Tasters.
Call them Rihanna because they're Don't Pond Replay.
Oh my god! No.
Crim. Ooh, that is a tough. That is a really tough top lane situation now for the Ankle Collector.
Well, not only, but you mentioned the gank didn't work out, but they didn't even blow Kosa's flash when they initially ganked. He used it on the return. That's rough.
That's huge. And coming back with this, with the tier 2 boots, basically removes all kill threat the Ankle Collector potentially had, right?
Yeah, he's got double buffs too. He's just a giant.
Exactly. When you have a big meaty bear like that with double buffs and the tier 2 boots, the Ankle Collector with no flash, no damage items to his name, the top lane matchup is going to be very difficult. But you know, this bot lane for the side of the Pace Tasters here, pushing up with a bit of a CS lead, and Scoom still with no flash, as we see. Keep the dream.
He's a lot of damage. Hood Racket might be a nice cleanse. Good, well timed too.
Well timed, really well timed. Removing the additional damage that would have came through from waking up the sleeping target. Keep the dream though, going for a lane gank here. You know, he failed to get anything done in the top lane, but is not deterred.
God, this bear just making the ankle have a bad day. Trading really effectively onto him, and he will continue to trade that positively too for a while. Keep the dream having a lot of patience here. This is good out of him, but I think Straza is going to go up in experience and in farm. Now they're trying to make the play. It might be too late though. Oh, here it comes. They're not going to stun anybody up, and they actually burn the flash of replay. So some good things, but no kill. Here's the return.
Here's Straza though.
He has now. Keep the dream has the flash. I think it should be just back it up, everybody.
You know, Keep the Dream is falling behind just increasingly with each of these failed ganks. Yes, he burns the flash on a replay, but in that time, Scoom now with the flash up as a bit of a kerfuffle going mid lane. Doesn't look like anything's going to happen here, but now Straza though up a level, up a significant gold lead with the 2 assists from the top lane. Still has all of his sums. And not only that, but has gotten a sizable amount of damage down onto melee targets, speeding up the inevitable here. Because if he hits that red form Kayn, it's gonna be very, very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, and he's actually just soloing the dragon right now, as they know they sent Jax back, and they have a little bit of a wave cryo bottom. They knew that Thresh had recalled, so they should actually be rotating up right after these 3 minions to guarantee this Drake if he doesn't already have it himself.
Yep, I'm really impressed with the Bonobo boys in this early game, kind of holding their poise. And from the side of the Pace Tasters, a bit of the nerves of Game 3, I think, kicking in here. Keep the Dream feeling really pressured to try and get things done in the early game. But if I'm there, I don't think they had to do that. I think scaling-wise, they have a lot of tools in their favor.
Yeah, they're actually landing a really nice hook, and I think this is going to be it for Scoom. The kill is going to go over to Saberus, though, not to the one you necessarily wanted. Jax is also rotating down. It's a nice lantern. They're going to pull him even closer, and Replay might get CC'd here.
Able to get out, but a big pickup here for the bot lane of the Pace Tasters. The kill goes over to Thresh, but the pressure that they generated from that kill was huge. As Strasva, though, with that level...
He has Hood Racket near. He has Hood Racket near. This is almost a bait. They don't know that Hood Racket is right here, I don't think.
Yeah. You know, as chaotic as this early game has been, the gold's still wicked close for both of these teams. The Ankle Collector, you know, with that, even though he fell behind early, was able to use that time that he had alone in the lane with Kosa backing to get those tier 2 boots to generate a pretty large CS lead. That now allowing him to get a really good back here. Coming back into lane. And now, you know, interesting to see if he'll be able to turn this top lane matchup around. Because I think if you're this Darius and you're just farming it out with this Volibear, I think that means you lost, right? Because at a certain point, Volibear is going to be able to have so much more impact on the map and in late stage team fights.
He should have more impact. We have seen the Aim Collector pop off on things like the Aatrox, even though he wasn't always super crazy ahead. Just having really good teleports into team fights and affecting them the correct way. Saberus makes his way into the mid lane. He's going to get the play last second. Hood Racket is going to use the cleanse and try to just hop, skip, jump away on this little little girl of a champion.
I'm gonna hop, skip, jump away, little girl.
But if Aim Collector has those resets, right? If he catches up onto the Lulu and doesn't get polymorphed and can blow up replay, I mean, this could be different team fights. So much damage! I don't know if it was enough to finish him off. Estraza is now here, probably going to get clean up and get an easy double killer. At least one. Opens the hook under tower. He has the ultimate. He's going to use it to switch aggro there. Well done.
Really well played from Strasva. And we're seeing the power, too, of the Tristana pick. That early skirmish, you know, with his level 6, he had the level advantage. He had the BF sword. The Cull's almost fully stacked. And that's a lot of single target damage. Able to really chunk out and take out this Aphelios. So yeah, I mean, things are going from bad to worse for the side of the Pace Tasters.
But I will say they have constantly had as Pace Tasters control over Rift Heralds. And I want to see if that continues in this game. We already see them invading that top side of the jungle here, trying to take away stuff from Straza. If they continue to use these Rift Heralds well, this is usually when they would come back into these games.
Ooh.
This is a risky biscuits fight. There's no ult on Straza, though. He does have the flash. So much damage comes in. All of a sudden, Hoodrat Kid blows him up, and Straza burns the flash over the wall. Ankle Collector's going to match it. Can he zip zoop away? He can. They're going to use everything and try to catch this guy. They're just going to try to make him go around. He gets a little bit of healing down, but I think this is going to be it. How much can Corky help? Oh, he's going to turn. He's going to try to finish him off, but Straza gets the healing.
Oh. Hide and Shroud looks at his teammate dying and says, nah, B, that ain't me. And just farms out, pushes out the mid wave. Yes, he has a 15 CS lead, less by the minute. But when your top side is hemorrhaging like it is, it's not opting to not help out.
We talked about something.
Could have some real lasting implications here.
Straza's never lost on Kane. I don't think he's intending to start now.
No, and we're seeing the mastery of that champion as he's weaving in and out of these fights.
Yeah,
and he's in the right places. You know, one of those things with jungling is just half of the battle is just being in the right place at the right time. And we've seen him every time Keep the Dream has attempted to make something happen. We're immediately seeing Strasva there reacting to it, either keeping the gank at bay or turning it around for a bigger advantage for the Bonobo boys. As now they're up 1 Drake, up 5 kills to 1.
Oh wait, this could be a huge amount of damage. Oh, he's going to use the cleanse to try to get away even further, but there's so much damage from Hoodrat. If he goes take tower shot, I don't think he needed to do that. The flash forward, he didn't even need to flash. That was a 1-for-1.
Keep the Dream flashes to try and get it, but Hide and Shroud just gets the kill. Hoodrat Kid there, got a bit rambunctious.
There's no mana on Keep the Dream, despite him being a level ahead. I think Straza is going to be able to clean this up pretty handily. There's no flash on him. He knows that now. He's going to go inside and say, no way are you getting away.
Strasva already at 12 minutes hits his red form transformation. And if you're on the side of the Pace Tasters, that's tragic because your window's done. You know, Kane's one of those champions, gives you a very clear window where you have to kind of get shit done to take advantage of his weak early game. And yet here he is, up 10 CS, up a significant amount of gold. The X on over, up a little over 1K.
Gonna get the second dragon.
And
Loud.
The tools of winning this game now for the Pace Tasters, what do you got in your toolbox? Probably just scaling at this point. You've fallen behind enough that you kind of need this Corky and this Aphelios to get to a point where the early lead doesn't mean anything, which would be great for us because that means a long action-packed game 3. But if you're the side of the Bonobo boys, that's not what you're looking to do. You're looking to end this before they reach that point.
I think
they're on the way to do it.
Both teams know. Okay, we have thrown in each of our games. Both the games they won. You've thrown leads. You've given the other team a way to claw back in as soon as one team gets ahead. So the other team kind of pucker up, get ready to punch back. So
pucker up, and kiss me, baby. Oh, I love it.
So I think that from the side of Bonobo boys, you have to be having a conversation in your head. Yes, we're ahead. Yes, we look good. Yes, our #1 prime champion Kane is absolutely dominating this game. But if we let ourselves, relax, that's when they're going to hit us harder. Exactly.
It's kind of finding that you don't want to int away this game, but you also don't want to take your foot off the gas.
Yeah.
So trying to find a way to escalate this game and push it forward without giving the capabilities, without giving the Pace Tasters the chance to get their way back into it.
Right.
It's gonna be huge. And especially, if you're this Jax, that's gotta feel real bad. You're way behind. You just finished your Cinderhulk. You're down a level. He's already transformed.
Yep.
And Kane's one of those jungle. It's so easy to keep your lead going because of how quickly he clears these camps.
Right.
And so Keep the Dream is gonna have to try and get something done gank-wise, which we see him attempting to do. But you're just running at them. Not a whole lot you're gonna be able to get done.
Yeah, and good on Bonobo Boys for pushing the lead that they have generated for themselves here. The question is, do they even go for these heralds here? They haven't really tried to pressurize it. I think that what they want to do in this instance is shut down Darius even more. Keep Corki from scaling. Bot lane seems to be pretty even, and Aphelios, or even if you shut down Aphelios right now, when he gets 2 items, he's just going to be a menace. So you have to focus him in those fights. I don't think you can focus too much energy here. I think bot lane is self-sustaining.
Right. And I think that they drafted that way, right?
Yeah.
When you grab the Lulu Tristana, that's not a lane that screams gank me. You know what I mean?
Right.
That screams to me like
leave us alone.
Leave us alone. Like we'll just live, right?
Yeah.
Now it will be interesting to see Danko Collector here might want to. Now I've heard a lot of people tell me how to survive a bear attack, right? Everyone thinks they know. Maybe you get real big.
That's the best way.
There it is. You get real big, make a lot of noise, make it think that you're the alpha. Maybe that works. Alternatively, maybe the ankle collector pretends to DC, right? Goes in the middle of the lane, plays dead, right?
That's smart.
Kosa on this bear doesn't want to deal with it, and it's just like, well, what's the fun in that, right? I'm a hunter, I'm not a scavenger.
Right.
Maybe those are options. I'm just spitballing options here. As the ankle collector, unable to collect any ankles. He's not breaking ankles. He's no Allen Iverson. He's no hot sauce coming in here. We'll have to see.
But that hook was pretty spicy, and they're going to go all the way in. And of course, I lag out right there, but Scoom goes all the way down. Keep the Dream's able to pick it up. Now they're looking for replay. He's going to ult the Thresh backwards, try to keep the CC away from him, but Keep the Dream is just inherently strong. He's going to drop the ultimate because he is going to try to dive. That's a nice flash, but he's going to keep him alive. Oh, that's a heal. I think he might go down. Oh, but guess who's looking for a kill? It's your boy, the Rat Kid. Oh my god, Kota's here! There's a bear amongst the mess. Oh my god, Keep the Dream got back. He's been picking up a double kill, but Keep the Dream didn't survive.
Wow, that started off looking so good. For all of the faults right now of the Pace Tasters in this early game, you have to give credit to Saberus on this Thresh pick. Has been hitting some really, really good hooks and has been really enabling his team, even coming mid lane, burning summoners off of Hood Rat Kid, trying to do as much as he can with the top side of the map hemorrhaging gold.
I love the pickup of the Crucible on him too, because both of his carries didn't take the cleanse. Like, Zoe can mess up carries, and that is what the threat is. If you have
really
Crucible, you can negate that from happening, and they're actually going to just dive, Keep the Dream right now, and I don't think he will stay alive as Kosa's getting aggro, and he's got to run away. Replay now has it, and it looks like Hiding Shroud is going to be able to pick him up, so a 1-for-1, a good amount of shutdown onto the Corki, but Kayn is inside of Darius, and you just got soloed by the jungler. This is a rough game. This Red Kayn is big.
The beauty of Kayn is usually to watch someone go inside of someone, you have to pay extra, right? You don't get that for free. But with Kayn, you're going to get that for free. He's going to go inside you. He's going to leave you. He's going to go inside you again. That's just what he's going to do all game. That's his thing. So it was nice to see. He goes inside of walls. He goes inside the view.
There's a lot of stuff.
But, ultimately, what did we see happen here?
Hang on, I gotta interrupt you. I'm sorry. The big thing I want to talk about is if you watched last night's game 2 of Solar Flare against Spin Doctors, you saw Spin Doctors get every single dragon and Solar Flare still win because they had a giant Corki. This Corki just went to 3-1, has the most CS in the mid lane here, has about like 10 more than his counterpart, and just picked up a 600 gold shutdown.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was just about to call out. Hiding Shroud getting the pick up on the Kosa.
And look at him burn down. Replay right there. Straza's on the backside. They were able to get the Drake here. Oh, and they're going to stun up. Oh, but this is a big Straza when he gets ulted. He's going to get a 3-man knockup. Hood Rat Kid just popping in for an extra damage. Death Sentence not connecting.
And the Pace Tasters will not go quietly into the night as they're still fighting here. Oh
my goodness! You're never safe. You're never safe near Zoe. You're never safe near the Bonobo boys. They pick up a double kill on Hood Rat Kid.
Real caster curse here.
Sorry guys. This is all of a sudden Bonobo boys going apeshit. Maybe throwing a little bit though. A little too deep maybe. Gets the smite off.
And that's another shutdown for Hyden Shroud. As he picks up another kill, 4-2-1 on this Corki. Completed Man Immune, going to be stacking that up. But the real issue is, how are you going to deal with this giant Kane and this giant volleyball?
You're going to die because look at this.
Unreal.
There's a reason people don't give Kane to
I
Straza.
know.
There's a reason.
It really shows. And that's something that, like, we were talking in the pick band that both teams kind of were between a rock and a hard place here,
and
right?
Kochi maybe between two hard places as he's going to try to back up, and now he's got the aim collector to lead the way so he can start to push Kosa out of the jungle.
Able to just bear on all fours away. But yeah, we called out in the draft, it was really a difficult situation for both teams because they were both put in a situation where there were picks they had to ban away from the players, and you have to wonder if, like,
God, Straza just wants to fight everything. Straza is going in. Look at the amount of damage he has right now. He's going inside of Hyden Shroud. That's a really good lantern to keep them up, but it looks like Replay is going to get the double kill. Scoo may be walking into his death over here. He has to be very careful. They picked up the mid-inner tower. They're looking for the inhibitor tower next. They do have a really good tower-destroying composition here.
Oof, and now a big lead opening up here for the Bonobo boys in game 3. With all the marbles on the line, all the larbles.
That's a lot of damage onto the Aphelios, and he is going to get melted. Replay, get another double kill. He goes to 5-0-0. This is Bonobo boys saying, hey, we deserve to go to finals, and we really want to. And we're going to push for it even earlier than I thought they would. Death Sentence doesn't even connect. Hoodrat Kid sitting on a heal. They're looking to just end this game right now. Can they do it? Keep the Dream is trying to keep the Dream alive. If he goes in, he gets a stun, and here comes the package from Corki. This is a lot of damage from the side of Pace Stations. They're trying to fight it right back. Straza dropping low. He doesn't have mana. That's a shutdown for the big Jackson. Hoodrat Kid, I think, is the next one that will follow, but it falls asleep. A lullaby. No, he does go down.
Oh. So, a good amount of gold swinging back over onto the side of the Pace Stacers, but, I mean, you know, as much as I would love to pretend like this is, you know, still a close game, it's not. It's not a close game.
8K at 21 minutes makes it rough.
8K at 21 minutes, 7 towers to 0. You have a 5-0 Tristana. You have 5-1 Kane, already transformed, almost completed his Death's Dance with the Black Cleaver. Yes, there are scaling tools from the side of the Pace Stacers, but with their base wide open, you know, they forgot to lock the door in the night, and now they've got a home invader.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's not fun. No one likes that. Except the home invader.
Home invader might like it. I mean, it's progression, so, I mean.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I guess, you know, everyone loves a good home invader.
Except for the people whose home is getting invaded.
Getting invaded. Golden rule. Golden rule.
They're going to have a lot of prio here to go for these neutral objectives. Now they could go for the third dragon. Baron is still up as well. Kochi just trying to get some solo XP and some solo farm. Same with Hyden Shroud. I think Hyden Shroud and Keep the Dream are the two that can really hold them through this mid-game period. If they are going to be able to. The really dangerous part is you gotta ward your own jungle, and it's like Savorous. I hate this. I'm a support main, and I hate this. Because when you're down, you're like, hey guys, come help me ward. And these guys dancing to push. I don't know if they're dancing on a ward. They're just kind of waiting. I think they think they're they're tricking them, and they're just on a ward.
Just waiting for this next Drake to spawn. Sean, I mean, you know, an underutilized aspect of Volibear's kit is he has one of the best dances in LoL, you know? The bear knows how to boogie. The boogie bear. Boo Boo the bear. Boogie Boo Boo the bear.
Bug?
Boogie? Boogie Bug?
Hey, what's the name of the bear in the Jungle Book?
Baloo?
Baloo? I want a Baloo skin, and I want like, yeah, that's all I want actually. And I want him to have, like, when you wear the skin, you don't have abilities.
Wait, that's so funny. And then the voice lines could literally just be like him.
Bare necessity, just auto attacking.
Bare necessities. Wow.
Yeah,
and then I mean, Because why would you want to kill the bear when he's singing such a great song to you? You know what I mean? You want to ride it out. You're like, oh my god, I'll let you live forever. Just keep singing, you know?
Singing to me, man. Love this.
It's like I like to think like
Straza interrupting our lovely conversation with a fight. Very rude. Oh my goodness. Costa's interrupting even more. He's going to dive all the way in. They're stunning up a lot of people. And Straza might be going too deep. There's no team. He has to go inside somebody soon. He doesn't. He goes down. And now you're in trouble, Bonobo boys. Oh, whoa. They're all going in. They're going in at once. This is a lot of damage. Oh my god, wait, Jackson's dodging a lot, but he does go down to the bomb eventually. The ankle collector's going down as well. I don't think they can hold on the flash over the wall. It's a fail. It's a full-bodied ace. And I think this means Bonobo boys are going to go to the finals. They're going to be playing next Saturday in the Economy League finals. They just have to destroy the Nexus before I can yell that even louder.
Wow.
Guys,
it looked kind of good. Looked kind of good there. Straza trying to make shit happen. Gets picked off without being able to go inside of anyone. Hey, you go inside enough people, eventually they're going to be like, hey, stop it.
Yeah, hey, stop it. And you know who can't be stopped is Bonobo boys. Heading to the finals.
There it is. A really good showing. But from the side of the Pace Tasters, those first two games were incredibly close on a knife's edge. So a really well-played series from both teams here. And Bonobo boys, I mean, going into finals here, I'm very impressed with what we've seen from them, showing real resilience. Both of their series going the distance, going all three games, and able to take it in the clutch. Big fan of what we've seen from them. A lot of great picks coming through, very different comps. As we look down to the finals, they're gonna be tough to deal with. They're gonna be really tough to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, I think they showed what you need to ban, right? They've shown it in their two series. Whoever does end up facing them, whether it's My No No Square or Cloud9, that will be decided tomorrow in their head-to-head matchup. They have things to scout. I mean, these videos are up here. They're going to be up on Twitch still. We're going to put them up on YouTube. If you haven't followed our YouTube and you want to scout other teams you might face, guys, it's right below down here. So is our Discord if you want to become part of our league. Unfortunately, for myself and for a spooky man, we do have to hop off because there is an Executive League quarterfinal game up next, and I believe LaChance and one other are going to be casting it, so it should be a pretty fun series as well. It's going to be Sensei Randalls and GZG facing off.
That's gonna be a very exciting series. A remake of a series that happened earlier the week, but a couple of rules weren't followed. Not to anyone's, no one meant to, but
things happen.
So things happen. It happens to the best of us. Last season I was on a team with two other admins, and we were running an illegal roster for 1 week, and we didn't even realize it. And so we had to FF those games, but. It happens to the best of us, but everyone took it in the right way, and now they're just going to replay it. Fair is fair. So it's going to be exciting to see though, because that was even with the bugaboos of the roster.
Still
was a
close
really
games.
close, exactly, really close games, really close series.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be even closer, so really could go either way.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see. That's up at 6 p.m., so we have a little bit of a lull, a little bit of a break in between. Guys, if you're just tuning in, Bonobo boys did take the series in 3 games. Heck of a series it was. Straza remains undefeated on that cane. Really, really terrifying to see him play it, especially early game. His ability to rotate so well, use those walls to just counter gank superbly. We are looking at a full day of streaming, by the way. After the Executive League game, I'm going to come back here with Bigfoot. We're going to cast the CEO game of Solar Flare versus Canadian KFC. So reload your corianders.
That's a good one.
Go out to your local beer shop. Get yourself a nice ice cold keg of coriander. And we'll see you again in a couple minutes, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye.